Welcome to the Out There channel, live stream 217. So who's going to be joining the cheeky Kiwi today? I will see you after the intro in a minute. So who's joining me today? Susan and Chris so far. Rob's drinking with his mates. Alien Grey. Not Earl Grey. Down to the basement. Hello. Hello. Good to be back. I'll be back. Okay, keep it civil on the side. No trolling, no self-promotion, no hardcore swearing. Keep it PC. No hate speech, all the usual stuff there. Not too many rules. So yeah, looks like we're back at the desktop. I'll say everything worked alright. Hopefully the sound's alright. Do a thumbs up on the audio there. It sounds right this end. The CPU is behaving itself at the moment. So yeah, got a few tabs to go over. I've had a sort of like a week off really. Not doing really much at all apart from vegetating. Watching stuff, other TV shows, nothing to do with UFOs or aliens. It's actually been quite good. It's the only holiday I get. OT channel stream 270. Set to a day vid analysis, because you're not allowed to say debunks because that's a bad word. Video analysis, because we're not really just debunking, we're just looking at it and getting an idea. We're not necessarily debunking it. And other topics. And whatnot. Sound is good. Thanks, Susan. So we've got 4 of you there, is it? No, 3 still. Is Charles with us yet? I didn't send him a message on Discord. I'm not sure if he gets it. He's got 2 accounts for some reason. Do we wait for more people to show up? Okay. Where to begin? Alright, so just trying to remember my topic list. The first one is about this Shag Harbor. So apparently the filmmaker of the Shag Harbor movie that they're pushing. I went to the location and saw a UFO in the sky and filmed it, so we'll be looking at that and analysing it. They reckon it's a UFO. They were tossing up whether it's a weather balloon, but as we know, there's quite lots of things it can be if you know your stuff. And these guys could do a benefit of watching my channel and learning, because we go over everything like a fine-tooth comb. Who's it? What's it? Charles said he won't be able to see live stream tonight, so he'll watch it later. Ah, damn. Alright. It's better when more people can jump on and join us. So yeah, we'll be looking at this so-called UFO orb. So I'll just play a clip from the show where they talk about it, not the actual movie. He was one of the eyewitnesses at the time, but we haven't actually covered Shag Harbor with Robert yet. But there were some debunker online who has a website which seems to be down again, where he claimed that someone was releasing Chinese lanterns, or what they call fire balloons back then. So I haven't seen anyone mention the fire balloon scenario, because that would create foam on the water as it crashed into the sea, right? But I believe that two events happened. Maybe there was a submarine that got spotted, a Russian submarine, and the fire balloons. So yeah, no one seems to cover that angle. We'll talk about it. So yeah, that information must be there somewhere. Maybe it's in police reports. Anyway, UFO investigators don't always investigate properly, do they? They sort of have their own agenda, but rather than just following the facts. So it could have been 3 events even. It could have been actually a UFO as well. Things do happen in threes, right? So let's just carry on. Let's see if I got it in the right place.
Shape and the radiosonde package hanging.
Probably need to go back a bit.
Both prior that, you know, Mark D'Antonio, he's an astronomer, and he's also the chief photo and video analyst for MUFON.
Yeah, let's just go back a wee bit.
You know, and I know others have put that spin on it. In fact, many of the people there that were witnesses, some people got frightened and ran to their cars. A couple of young girls did. Other people looked up and shrugged and walked away. You know, they just said, "It's a balloon."
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when I first looked at it.
Okay, this is the filmmaker here. That's Martin, and this is the witness at the time of Shag Harbor that seems to go along to all these conventions. What was his name again? Chris Stiles.
If I hadn't read your witness testimony account, I would have thought, you know, maybe when I first looked at it, I thought maybe that's Venus. And, you know, because I know the daytime, there's daytime you can see Venus sometimes.
Sure.
And then the weather balloon, when I thought it was translucent. And I can read a little bit of what Mark D'Antonio thought, but that was, again, before he actually read your testimony about what this thing did. It wasn't just something stable in the sky, or apparently. Right now, I'm going to play for the YouTube people. I'm going to play the stabilized version of this as it was being shot. It's about a 2-minute clip.
Captions,
is it muted?
Unfortunately,
I hope so. I hope so.
He's muted.
If not, it's not safe for work. So
no. Please mute it.
I don't know if I can do that. You know, I played it and before, and I didn't hear any audio on it. Good. But let's give it a try. And if it's gonna, if I hear voices and I know what you're gonna say, I'll try to stop it.
F words.
Here it goes.
So this is it, guys. He's standing at the edge of the shore filming this orb in the sky. I'm not sure if it's playing yet. Did it move? I guess.
Can you hear me, Martin, right now?
Yes, we can. Yes.
I'm just going to describe a little bit about what I was seeing.
Yeah.
Once I took this footage home and zoomed it in. Luckily, I had a telephoto lens to even get this. It was a long string of synchronicities that even got me to this point. You know, that led up to this whole funny scenario.
See, what's funny is this guy's going to be like a professional camera dude, right? And it's already off the edge of the screen here. So how good is he?
Of the original witness of Shag Harbor being there, the feature of my film being there, Chris being there, all of whom I called to show up.
So it's gradually going up, guys.
When I took it home and zoomed it in, I noticed some strange things. Mark D'Antonio would be able to explain it better, perhaps.
On
but
an angle
a lot
here.
In terms of these cases where you see some kind of aura or almost a distortion of the pixels around it. When I blew this thing.
So this guy clearly is not an expert in film, because everybody knows the aura is created by artifacts, camera artifacts, limitation of the hardware, compression, because he took it home and watched it, right, and then he saw the aura. I think that's what he just said, wasn't it? So it's going to be like MV4 compression. He didn't say it was uncompressed video.
Thing up, you can almost see a black halo around the rim of this thing, and I did try to get you a version of this overexposed with the contrast and exposure drastically changed so you could see this black ring and distortion around there. Once I started playing with the saturation, all kinds of strange colors came out of this that wasn't visible before that. So I don't know if this is a weather balloon, and if it was, it's possible that the sun is reflecting off this in all different directions. It was not a balloon. But from my perspective, I had sort of...
yeah, right, mate.
I had almost a religious experience being there, because if I hadn't been landing my drone, shooting that day in Shag about this guy who saw a sea monster and ended up...
They sound like balloon summoners, don't they? Oh, I had a religious experience, right.
In this place with a miniature lighthouse rather than the full-size one I had planned on shooting, I never would have seen this. And this never would have happened. But when I first saw this, the first thing I thought of was, you know, you've spent your whole life reading about this. And even though the testimony you've read is legit from government documents over the decades that you've been studying this, but to see this up close and personal, I thought this was a real UFO. And what it was saying to me was, why are you questioning this? This is a definite interaction between us and it.
Why haven't you moved it back into frame?
That's exactly what this was.
Right. Well, I've just tried to look for that image you sent me, because it is, and it showed in your trailer clip there just a few minutes ago, kind of a close up of it.
I should have told you too that there's different download qualities for Vimeo. I didn't realize until I looked at it myself. I think it automatically defaults to like 240 rather than 1080p.
Oh, don't get technical on me now.
People in the chat will understand, but yeah, really low quality. But if you know, when you see the high quality version of the Zoom, it's quite impressive. And there was one clip, I'm not sure that anyone but myself has seen, where this thing looked elliptical to me, because I've got like about an hour of footage of this thing, right? And there was one point where it almost looked crushed and was staying
which kind of suggests the balloon, doesn't it?
For a period of time, so. Sort of makes me want to think that perhaps it was a weather balloon, or I'm seeing this thing from a completely different angle, as if it's tilted, right?
Yeah.
My intuitive impression being on the scene was that this wasn't a weather balloon because no one's identified it.
Yeah. Well, I did want to also, Chris, I want to get your opinion as well on this, because. As I had mentioned to you both prior, that, you know, Mark D'Antonio, he's an astronomer, and he's also the chief photo and video analyst for MUFON. He was talking about the possibility of this being a space balloon that was, you know, actually launched up into space, and you know, and so
even Mark
D'Antonio, you know, that's
gets
what he was thinking
wrong.
after he looked at it. But I want you to, Chris, if you would. argue the points and why you don't think it was a weather balloon.
Well, okay.
Certainly not a space balloon.
Like I say, when I first saw it, now the footage that Justin is showing there was over an hour before I arrived on the scene. I got there for the last 7 minutes of the sighting. And ironically, that turned out to be the best 7 minutes. At that point, all the batteries were dead, for cameras, and there was no chance of shooting anything. I think I sent you a little still that I had on my camera, though. And
that's what I was looking for. Yeah, okay.
Yes,
I'll see if I can find that.
Come on, get yourself organized, Martin.
At the last part of the sighting, here's the thing. There was no doubt it disappeared and reappeared. And when I say disappeared, it was like the throw of a switch. And here's the strangest thing. When I got the binoculars on,
we got a clue there, guys.
It took a second or two to reappear. When it did, it appeared as a black dot at first. And you notice that Justin had speaking about the black ring that appeared around it. If you see this here on a good monitor, even as raw footage, it's very discernible. But that last reappearance, it started as a black dot, and it actually flared out, and it almost looked like a reverse image of when you see a good shot of the moment of totality in a solar eclipse. Mm-hmm. Except that the part that would be bright would be black, and it was the blackness that was flaring out until, again, it just became that white thing with the blue beams inside of it. And that, so how that is, I don't know. The other strange thing about the weather balloon, that was investigated, of course. MUFON did an investigation into this, and it was handled by Ryan Stacey, who was the director of investigations at the time. It's case 95442. And initially, they thought, and I had trouble understanding this, that we were seeing the star Altair. Now, at 3 o'clock in the afternoon,
starts moving upwards gradually.
On an unusually clear day, yes, you can see Venus. You can't see the brightest star in the sky, which is in the southern hemisphere. You definitely don't see the 12th brightest star in the sky. But the disappearance and reappearance is the thing that nixes to me the possibility of an astronomical explanation or that of a weather balloon. The other thing is I looked into launches. We were investigating the whole thing, and so did MUFON. In the end, they listed it as an unknown. One of the other interesting things is the exact same kind of sighting occurred a year before over Mattawa, Ontario.
Love it.
And again, the farmer that reported that, he had binoculars on it, and had taken some stills of it, and again had the spoke pattern inside it and the kind of crazy details that I reported. They don't show up that great in Justin's video, but if you can see it on a good computer on a good monitor, it's definitely there. But like I say, I was there for the last 7 minutes, and it was the most dramatic. The two disappearances and reappearances really did it.
Religion.
And, the people that were standing with us in a group on the beach, when it would reappear, they go, there it is. It's back, when it would reappear. And there was no haze or cloud cover or anything. So,
it was a crystal clear day.
Very unusual for Nova Scotia. And ironically, we drove through a dense fog bank in Shag Harbor to get there when we were coming from Yarmouth, eh? We tried to take a shortcut that Heather had suggested, and the fog was so thick you couldn't see 50 feet. And then we come out the other side of it, launched from Yarmouth and from Shearwater. I live.
So we've had enough of listening to those idiots. So anyway, let's just do a zoom in and mix them here. So, straight away, you see it doesn't look like a weather balloon, right? It's got some structure going on there. And it's not quite circular either, is it? See, it's deformed a wee bit. But yeah, I can't quite see the blue beams that he's talking about, the two, blue ribbon. But to me, that looks like a LED balloon, right? That we've looked at so many times from wedding parties, it ain't funny. I'm surprised that they don't know about those. And of course, that blinking out would be explaining why it turned black. Because as it goes up higher, the batteries get cold and the voltage drops. And it can play around with it not working the driver circuit for the LEDs. So let's see if we can blow it up a wee bit from that. I don't know if they got the picture to download, probably haven't. I'm not sure if you guys out there thought it was an LED balloon or not. One of those large ones, 40-inch ones you get for wedding parties. Let's see, has he got any links to it in the description? Be better to get the image if we can. It's probably all promos, right? Join here, pay here, pay here. It doesn't look like it's there, does it? Unfortunate. No. Makes it useless, really, but anyway, we'll do what we can do with it. I need to get the download folder open. There we go. Now let's start doing some investigation. Clearly it's not a plane, and a translucent UFO or critter is very suspect. When it's Oskin's razor, the simplest answer always is the correct one. And you can see here straight away, it doesn't look symmetrical, even if you put a circle on that. You can start to see it's a wee bit out. And even if you try and put it the most central and just assume the rest of it is atmospherics, but we can't see a black outer line here. We can see maybe the LED is not lighting up the atmosphere as much further around, and maybe it's like one of these, you know, clear balloons, because that looks like it could be a clear balloon here with the LED inside. So the clear balloon is actually looking more like it's going to be a black grey color. If you look at a clear balloon, it doesn't actually look clear. How do you explain it? It kind of looks like it's, you know, it's got reflective bits on it, and it actually does look sort of grey, doesn't it? Let's see if we can get a example up. Clear helium balloon. I don't know why you'd list it as an unknown though. Typical MUFON, right? So if you look at these ones here, you can see that they aren't actually clear. You know, they actually put the background light that goes through them and actually can look different colors, like grays, and, you know, here's an example here. Look, reflection of lights, they can be white, so it's reflecting light behind the person that's taking the picture here. But you can look, most of them look that sort of squash shape or round shape, you know. There's typical wedding balloons, right, with some stuff hanging down. Here's one here, it's more closer to what we're looking for. So could that shape at the bottom there be some stuff inside it? This is how you get a weighted balloon. So that can stop it wobbling around as much, right? So, and here we start to see, looks like there's something maybe in the bottom here of that balloon, which could be like confetti, right? Shit, what happened there? See, that one's 36 inches, right? It's fairly big, and it's only like 2 pounds. How do I close that sucker down again? Close. Current tab. Okay, there we go. Here we are, some round ones here looking like that one there as well, 3 foot. So that's what I think it is that we're looking at. Because we've got no reference to how high up it is. He didn't pan back, give us any ground reference. They're only assuming it's high up in the atmosphere. And of course we know these can actually, latex ones can actually go up quite high. They can keep expanding as well. And they can go up to plane level. There's one that's got some weights on it. Yeah, and there's one that's sort of more pear-shaped going. But you get the idea. And here's one with twinkly ribs going around it. Which could be explanation that he saw LEDs with blue ribs or whatever he was talking about, blue beams. So it could have some of this going around inside of it, as well as LEDs. So this type LED one's in there, which I think we've looked at before. See, these ones are all different colours too, you see, like fairy lights. So it sort of fits. It could be something like a wind balloon. There's a big sucker there, you see. Won't come up. It's bringing up a page now. Don't want to do that. Go away. See, the LED ones are a wee bit more expensive. I told you to go away. Go away. Oh god, what happened there? Too many things popping open. I've lost my search now, but yeah. There's ones that are pure white inside anyway from an LED, which we've covered before. So this, drop that back out, but let's run it through some filters. So it had all the characteristics of a balloon, gradually slowly going up further and further. Looked like a calm day up there. It went black because the circuit probably cut out there for a second. So brightness, you can start to see it looks more transparent now. And that would be like cutting out the LED light. You can see how black it's going. But whether we can see some stripes in it, we'll find out in a minute, I guess. I guess MUFON don't do any video enhancements on it, filters and stuff, I don't know. It kind of even looks like it might have stuff inside it, you know. But we're at the limitation of the pixels on the video that we snapped it from, so we really want the higher quality thing. So that almost looks like a piece of junk in there, or maybe just a rib inside the balloon. Give it some strength. But could that be little balloons inside it? Or LED lights? Who knows? But yeah, I don't know if we're going to see any. Or was it just a reflection off the sun or the LED light itself off the inside of the balloon? So yeah, unless we had better zoomed in footage, right? Obviously he's cut it out like I've done and zoomed in, and then I've gone and zoomed it in even further. It's probably not the best. But I guess he saw what the outline was there. on the uncompressed video. And I guess it looks like atmospherics, really. But it kind of looks like it might have things inside here. Kind of strange, but again, it looks more like a lead balloon to me. Oh, we got that nasty thing happening. Just kicks in. I don't know what does it. It's kind of weird, but it's not fixed. I made a mistake of updating it again after it was working good. And I think the problem's been introduced again. It's a shame there's no rollback button. Roll back to the previous version, because that would make it a lot easier. Just to prove that it's not glitching again. So probably all we can do with that one, unless we go back to the video and see if we can zoom in one there. That's not terribly exciting. UFO orb. Countryman, how's it going? See, I'm having trouble with the zoom as well. Come on, CPU must be lagging. What's up, guys? Good to see you live. Yep. Not too many joining us today, by the looks of it. So let's go back to the video. Make it bigger, I guess. And see if we can find the spot again. See, that must be as close as he got to it. I don't see it as a weapon balloon though. It's a possibility, but we didn't see anything hanging down. So we'll just take a snapshot of that and see if we can actually see anything hanging down. But it blinking out is a wee bit strange one, unless the balloon collapsed, I guess. Oh. Actually, we'll go up higher. Start with that. We'll be able to see if there's anything hanging underneath. Maybe. We're talking about a few pixels by the looks of it. Why is it not coming up? Is it just slow? Or is it mucked up? It's come up now. Kind of weird. Save. It's on the wrong screen, but it's still come up. Okay, get rid of that one. Now let's have a look at this one. But yeah, would you class that as a unknown though? You know, seriously. What is MUFON thinking? It should be NA, not enough data. Should be closed as not enough data, not unknown. I bet they presented it in the symposium, $10 to come and talk about this Shag Harbor UFO. Okay, so there you go. You can start to see various shades. So this is off the video now, not the photograph. The photograph should be the highest definition you can get, right? Because it does 12 megapixels or higher depending on what kind of equipment he was using. Well, the video will only be 1080p, so it's actually going to be worse quality doing it this way. So we're not going to get a nice clear picture like we did off the photograph. But yeah, I can't see anything hanging down. At that level. So let's cut closer. Why can't I see the thing? Oh, that's why I got this stupid thing happening. It's a mystery. Sometimes it never comes up, and sometimes it does. Hey, the box finally come up too. Let's see, where would the payload? Probably down to there. We don't want to spend too long on this one though. Okay, so filters. Yeah, looking similar to the photograph. You can see here that almost looks like it's hollow this time, and that's where the blackness is coming in. It's got to be a clear wedding balloon, possibly with LEDs in it. It may not even have LEDs in it. But it still looks like it's got something inside it, really. Little helium balloons inside, maybe. Bouncing around. Or little helium balloons with LEDs in them. That would create a cool effect, I guess. But again, there's no payload. There's nothing popping up, which I didn't expect to see because it's not a weather balloon. I don't think a weather balloon would be that see-through either. Now let's go in a bit further. Why is it not coming up? Ah, this way. This definitely need a fast computer. Better video card that doesn't have integrated Intel cripple features. You almost feel like kung fu fighting it, you know, giving it a kick in the head. When it does things like that. You can see why people get violent. Copy. Slows us down. But we have to be patient. We have to learn to be patient. It normally comes right within a minute. So even then you can see it looks like it's transparent. And it's going through atmospherics, which is creating that weird glow artifact. And so let's put it through filters again. And there you go, look. Straight away it looks like a balloon that's sort of starting to crumple a wee bit, you know. That's a wedding balloon. Has to be. One of those big 40-inch ones, which is the same size as a weather balloon. Human size. And that shows up the weather. How the weather atmospherics. It's transforming the light coming from it to the camera. But yeah, I can't see any ribs. But I didn't expect on this one. It's lower quality than the photograph. I suppose unless we had the raw image, there's not really much we can do, is there? And why did you only take one photograph? Multiple photographs as it's spinning. Might have shown up some more details, of course. I think it's hung up again. There we go. Damn thing. Let's close it down for the time being. Well, let's move on. But that's my assessment of it. LED wedding balloon. 40-inch one, 36-inch. Case closed. It moved like a balloon. It is a balloon. Occam's razor. Anyway, I'll give you a link to Martin's show if you want to go and listen to it. It's really plugging the movie, isn't it? What's it called anyway? Is it just called Shag Harbor? Shag Harbor UFO Expo. UFO researcher, and they can't tell, they don't even know about LED wedding balloons. Classic and current incidents. Canada. Co-author of 2 books. There we go. Shag Harbor Incident. Dark Object. Yeah, the comments not coming up for some reason. Let's paste that on the side. Martin's Shag Harbor. Of course, shag's nothing to do with sex. It's to do with the bird. No shagging allowed. Shag Harbor. It sounds like the place where couples go to shag, right? You think that there could be one Project Looms? Yeah, it's a possibility. That has ribs. It's possible, but if MUFON investigated, surely it would have been on the flight radar data. But a wedding balloon, on the other hand, is not going to be on any radar database, because radar can't pick it up normally. Unless they got radar reflectors on, you know, little square bits underneath that flash that we've seen in other videos. So yeah, loon. How would it blink out though? Unless it deflated, so it went flat. You know. Well, maybe it was flat and it rotated around to the the round side. I don't know. It's possible, I guess, but it would have been on their flight. They would have had something hanging down if it was a loon. Anyway, that's my feeling on it. I did actually have the image saved here as well, just in case. But this is what I said to him on their post there. I copied it because my comments are vanishing. To me, it looks like a lead white balloon from China. The outer gang is compression and camera artifacts. These guys aren't tech and too open to what they see. I find it so annoying. So again, I'll talk about the Shag Harbor thing, what the guy said. Where's the next page? But anyway, that's what's written on the web page that was down at the time. Original object had many characteristics of a fire balloon. Fire balloons were seen over the southern end of Nova Scotia several times that week. The scum might be melted candle wax from the fire balloon. Nobody came forward to admit the prank because the government spent huge sums of money searching for a crashed plane. So it's possible, you know, it sounds feasible, but we need to see where he got that information from. So let's put it on there, Martin, to track it down. Because none of these guys have. And take that option out the picture, you know. But no one listens to me. Oh, what happened there? Hey, Ken's with us. Oh, thank you, Ken. Someone appreciates the cheeky Kiwi from Christchurch, New Zealand. Yeah, Susan. Yes, it took a wee while for the computer to catch up there with the donation. But you should have got a Datsun alien. Oh yeah, I can see it on the other screen. Because it's about 30 seconds behind. So you got your name and headlights there. Not many UFO channels do that though, do they? They just give a shout out. They don't have a little dancing alien. Okay, what was the next one? Oh right, UFO interest. Was that the next one? Or was that too soon? I've got it out of order here. No, it probably is. So this is another one that's doing the rounds at the moment. This plane footage here of a, well, obvious to us would be another plane contrail, but we'll have a look at it. Is there a link to the video? I'll zoom in a wee bit. Someone thought it was a kite, which is possible, I suppose, but that would be at what you can see land below there. It looks fairly high up. That'd have to be 20,000 feet already, wouldn't it? Or a couple of miles up at least. So that's another passenger jet going upwards, right, from airport. Changing direction. I just can't see the plane because there's only a few pixels, right? We've looked at these ones before. I bet if you even look at it in the video editor, right, it's going to look whispery. So, yeah, I want to find the original video of that, if there is one. Coast to coast. Because he's talking about this other case here, down here, which also, I think I brought up Plane Finder and said, there you go, it's multiple planes around this one. Could be any of them creating the contrail.
No, it's not. What is it? Kerry, what is that? What is that?
And you can see it's got the
Kerry,
twin tails happening there. You can see how much it bends.
Holy crap.
Don't move me. Don't move me.
It's a good comparison, isn't it? And you can see how the tails seem to follow it. See, what's happening is when it's bending, it's creating more tail, but the rest of it's dissolving. So it looks like it's unbending when it's not. So that one's actually further away. Slightly further away. And you can't see the plane on that one. There'd be a couple of black dots at the very beginning of it. And can you see a plane? Probably only talking about 2 pixels or 1 pixel. Because the contrails get quite big. And why is it black? It's not because it's dirty exhaust fumes. As some people on Goof on Radio said, Dave Scott said it was 2 MiG fighters. This is why you don't ask radio hosts along that have got no technical expertise to give opinion. So what was the other one? It'd be good to get the hold of the original video, but it's probably going to be pretty bad. So if you can see a plane in front of that haziness there. Do I need to put it through an editor? I don't think so. You can see here that it's not a constant shape at all. It's expanding gases, which is water. And because it's not being illuminated by the sun, because it's denser than the current air there, it's creating this black trail in the sky. Of course, there's going to be some, you can see how it fades out there. But even if you put that through the editor, you're not going to be able to see a plane. But how do we figure that one out? Well, we just go to Plane Finder and say, oh, there's our plane and there's the other plane there. Unfortunately, we haven't got any information on it. As usual, coast to coast. Let's have a look. See, this is why I don't like coast to coast. They're like same as Tyler. They just like pushing BS. So we got a video here. Okay, so that's something. Go away. Have we got a date and time and flight number? Don't be silly. Don't see anything like that. March off. So it's too long ago that even our flight radar, once it's past a year, we can't get access to the old data anymore. Even on gold membership. So it makes it totally useless. Now it's only been reported. And they do that on purpose, so you can't go and investigate it because they know the tools don't go back a year. So they think they're going to get away with it, right, as a UFO video. So even then, so at least we got some information here. March. Doesn't give us a day, doesn't give us a flight number. It's so annoying. This ends up on a UFO channel. And obviously a YouTube channel. Let's go to that one. And who's making lots of money from it? The Hidden Underbelly, who's a known hoax channel. And he's had how many views? Quite a lot there. 3 or 4 ads on that. Take away some for ad block. You're probably looking at $500 US in the pocket there. Not bad for a stupid plane contrail. So they're talking about critters. Too high for use. Anyone that thinks it's a critter needs to share their dope. Not a plane, not a drone. So we got an expert here. And yes, it's possible something from another dimension. Yeah, like you, mate. I wonder if it's edible. Alright, that's typical human. Go and get this space critter and fry it, deep fry it, and see if it's nice and tasty. Machines from the Matrix. Oh dear. This is why they get so many views. UFOs don't leave contrails. Yay! Someone with some sense. Anyone say it's a plane? Probably, but the comments probably been deleted. Just another plane's contrail. There you go. 3 days ago. 2 fighter planes? Nah, it's just one. As we saw in the comparison video that Scott Brando put up, for Christ's sake. Chemtrail, contrails. So let's grab something from it, I guess. Alright, I need to get past that garbage. Okay, so we got some more information here between Phoenix and Portland. Wonder if it'll tell us the date. No, doesn't look like it.
A sighting that was caught during a commercial flight. So let's take a look at it and we'll talk about it afterwards.
So it's filmed in portrait, which is not the best. You can see it's going to be very low pixels. Have a look anyway. So you got to remember it's turning, coming up from the airport. So it looks like it's going vertical when it's not. It's probably in level flight, and it's just coming around this direction here, turning and banking, heading towards this direction. Well, it looks like it's going into space or whatever. We'll get some snaps of it, and you'll see that it actually looks like a contrail. Why does the contrail evaporate so fast? Well, air currents, temperature changes, so it evaporates again. You can see here the angle to the ground as well. So this plane must be going upwards slightly too, I'd say. Okay, we'll try that. Optical illusions again. God knows how many plane contrails we've done in the last 3.5 years, but just it's ridiculous, really. So we'll start with the last one first. And we'll get the slowdown probably. I don't know anyone else that does video analysis like I do, especially on live stream. But you can see how it's thicker and getting thinner and thinner as it's going away, and it's dissolving a certain distance. Let's pump up the volume, or pump up the CPU, I should say. So we're going to need the color swap for this one. CPU's going up. There we go. Starting to pop out now, isn't it? So you can see here, definitely getting thinner and thinner as it's getting further away, and that's why it's dissolving really quickly as it was turning. It was turning horizontal that way, changing direction to where it's going to go. So obviously coming from the airport below, I bet if we pull it into the flight data, it'll be an airport right down here, where it turned around, head off to New York or whatever. But are you going to see a plane? Nah, you ain't going to see a plane on that sort of pixels. Even if we zoom right into the nose here, you can see it can't be two planes close together because it's formed one contrail now. The two contrails are merged. You're not going to have two planes flying that close together. So Dave Scott is wrong. Okay. I'm surprised to not being trolled by MUFON at the moment. So can we see a plane? You'll be lucky. There are a couple of pixels at the head of that thing. And because we've got atmospherics here, it's blocking what it's going to look like. You can see there's something popping out here in the corner. So we're looking right behind the plane. Could be the tip of the wing there that we're seeing. Anyway, let's have a look at something else. Could be the wingtip over here that we're not quite seeing. Anyway, close those down. Did we bother with the other ones I took? Yeah, of course. Let's have a look. Already the time's flying though. We'll just have a look at that one as it is. Okay. You can see here it fades out here, and it's fading at the end of this one here. Again, that's very similar to the other one, except for we should be able to see. You'd think you'd be able to see a plane in front of this. But we know sometimes the plane's up here. And these contrails can be a fair distance behind. And it's only going to be like a few pixels again, and the camera's not going to pick it up. And because it's on a different angle here, we're not looking like it at the very back of it this time. Zoomed right in. So it's probably going to be over here as it's been turning and the contrails forming way behind it. So to see what I mean, passenger, what's it, 737 probably, contrail, duck. See if we can get a close-up one of a plane. Here's one here, Ukraine. I just want an image if we can get one. Here's one of the double. There's a orange glow one. Here's a dark one here. But can you see the plane on these ones? These are better high quality images. So it gives you an idea where we'd expect to see the plane if we had like instead of a video of it, but a megapixel image of it. So there you can see the plane is just barely seen on that one there. And you can see at least the contrails forming at least 10 meters behind that plane in the corner there. Yeah, it's there. Bit hard to point when I zoom in because the program's not perfect. So can you see the plane on this one? And there you go, it's very similar to what I was amplifying there. You can see maybe a square engine on the very front there. See that there? Little black square. That's what we're looking in the other picture. It was like popping out just on the edge of the contrail. So we did actually see something similar to that. And only video analysis can bring it out. There's another plane there. You can see how faded it is compared to the contrail. And we got some copyright thing coming up. And here's another one with the plane way ahead, and you can see how far the way contrails can be formed behind the plane. And of course that's a higher quality than what we're working with. Again. So from this, looking at those images, we can see it's going to be one of these. 737. Solved. No UFO. So I think we can move on from that. So the plane's going to be there, but we just ain't going to see it. It's going to be too faint. It's in that hazy bit. And we're looking at the rear end of it again. On a portrait smartphone video rather than a photograph. Get rid of that. So that one's solved. Okay, now we got this guy here that used Tyler to try and build up his channel. And he won't show his subs, but we know by the amount of views you get. Let's see, how many has he got? There we can estimate how many subs he's got from the number of views. As you know, mine's only about 100 views for 2,000. So if he gets 200 views, we know he's got double what I have. So why isn't it minimizing? Stupid thing. So unfortunately it's gone on a few days now, so he's probably got more views. Normally give it a day. So it could easily be double 200. I reckon he's got about 4,000 subs anyway. Probably have to look at something that's posted initially, probably. It's rare to get 10% of your subs viewing it nowadays for some reason. I don't know. It's this crazy system. People sub, they like one video and then they never come back again. Anyway, we'll look at this turkey's video here and see what you think of it. Catch up on the side here. I'm waiting to see something that will blow my mind. Hey, me too, Susan. I've been doing it for 3.5 years. Well, actually, it's coming up to 4 now, isn't it? Getting closer to 4 years. Balloon and chemtrails. So yeah, it gets boring, doesn't it? You'll find eventually you'll take off. I'll have to look for another co-host. Yeah, you won't last 5 months. That's why I sort of given the job of Robert doing UFO cases, because debunking is like soul destroying stuff, right? That's why we have a bit of a mix here. It's not all about debunking or video analysis. It's also looking at some of the older cases out there, and also some of the more crazy cases of abductions. So this again is this garbage being put up on UFO's channel. I don't know if he's added any more since, so let's have a quick look. He's gone quiet. Yeah, so he's heavily putting up videos on UFOs now. So this one is 3 days old. 14 hours. So yeah, it's getting around about that 200 mark there. Might have about 5,000 subs now. Of course he's doing better than me. He used Tyler on his Twitter page to boost his subs there. But only, what's the maximum he's got here on these videos? 400? 500? So only 500 of those 4,000 or 5,000 subs are watching. Why do they bother subbing? Don't make any sense. Well, I haven't figured that one out. Are they interested in it or they're not? What doesn't mean that 3,500 subs are actually more into the drama of them fighting Tyler? More than likely. So let's have a watch of this silly one. I'm not too sure where he's got it from, but looks like it's got this watermark silly alien head over top of it as well, which doesn't add to it. It doesn't say where he got it from, but I think Plex posted the link to the source, which was on a Facebook posting. But it's absolutely ridiculous. Have a watch of this. You thought the contrails was born, Susan. Wait till you see this. She reckons she won't be leaving. Yeah, I've heard that said before. Sometimes people leave and come back. Robert left about 3 times and come back.
Top 3 UFO or even unexplained sightings of 2020. Now these are my top 3. This video here could very well be number 1, so let me break it down. What I'm
This is his top 3, guys. This is hilarious.
gonna do. The video is like 7-8 minutes long. I'm gonna play the video in its entirety, and then the second half of the video I'm gonna break it down with commentary. Now pay close attention at the 5.5 minute mark, okay? And what you're looking at is, I guess, a NASA live feed, and you're going to hear the woman in the video and her reaction.
Right.
And by the way, this video has been removed, okay? The link I left below originally is gone. And luckily, I was able to get a recording of it. So I believe I'm the only person to have this. So
no,
if you guys
haven't.
know
We
of
got
another
a
person
Facebook
that
link.
has, or you can find another copy, a cleaner copy, please let me know.
Okay, I'm getting sick of that music and him. Okay, dramatic effect. So let's get into it. So I'll zoom in so you can have a better look at it. So he reckons this is a NASA live feed. I'll see if anyone susses it out anyway. So, as we know from past ones, the NASA space station is looking downwards at the Earth at night time. But there's a lot more going on in this video. And you can see here reflections. So just keep in mind that we may be seeing reflections of light sources, and we're also seeing his watermark of an alien head, which is not a good thing. You see a faint alien head there, but that doesn't matter too much. We're looking at the sparkly lights that are happening. Look, see the reflection? The 2 lights there. Did you see that there? There was like green, blue, red. That flashed up there for a second. Doesn't this feel like the #1 hoaxy video of the year? See, there were some blue flashes there. Blue strobes going across. There we go. There's one there. I've seen this sort of thing done before, and straight away once I saw it, I knew that it was a hoax. Rotating it around. 5-minute mark, was it? Coming up. Now, if that was on the NASA feed, right, that'd be a lot of people capturing it, and there'd be everywhere. It would be everywhere, and it would be better quality than this piece of crap. But you can see here how the light's moving. It's obviously a reflection. So what are we looking at there? You can see sometimes green and red looks like LED lights. So if that's his #1 best thing, so what do you think down the side there? I'll just tell you what I think it is. 100%. What's that? A turd? Reflections of glass. That's Susan's onto it. It was off NASA cameras. I think what we're looking at is someone filming a TV screen, a monitor, maybe LCD screen, maybe even a glass cafe ray tube, because that would give more reflections. And they're adding some extra lights to it with some disco lights. That's what I think. That's where all the sparkliness is coming from. It's from one of those rotating balls that goes in front. And also you can see when they zoom in too fast that you can actually see red, green and blue there for a split second. But you probably have to play it on slow motion again just to see it. And it's going to be tedious, but let's see. So you got this thing here, which is the watermark of this stupid thing here. But if you can just imagine disco lights reflecting off a screen while watching a NASA feed of the city lights through the clouds passing past. You got to remember that the space station orbits the Earth every 90 minutes. Earth is quite big, but it's not quite big compared to the Sun, as you know, and some of the other planets out there. Let's see if we can get the reflection of the disco lights. And of course they're rotating the device behind, or as well as the camera. Make it look like it's spinning different directions. And we got the alien head that doesn't the watermark doesn't really help us. You got the alien head there, but you also got the watermark here. So we've got a mixture of the city lights there and disco lights happening. And of course you got a button on your remote on the disco lights to change it to different modes as well. From twinkly effect to crazy colour blobs and different patterns, of course. Where's that one where it just we zooms in too far and we see the disco lights come on? It's here, it's only a few frames. Now that there is obviously a city lights with some disco lights blinking over top of it. Is it here somewhere? So where did it suddenly go there? Suddenly disappeared. And the other thing is, where's the NASA watermark? You know, when you film NASA, they normally have a watermark in the corner. So they obviously, see here, you can see the edge of the TV, LCD screen. See that there? You can see a reflection of some of the disco lights here. Or a light source anyway. Also the edge of the screen here as well. Unless it's a smartphone. Could it be a smartphone that's zoomed in? And we're getting reflections of disco lights on the ceiling. Seems to be right on the edge here, but it's not reflecting off the black plastic. So anyone that films video of another TV screen, amateurish at the best, and also hoaxy. So it may not be a reflection if it's on a smartphone, right? It could be some added software that adds in sparkly effects, same as a disco light. So now I've seen the edges of the smartphone here. Changing my view that it actually was external light sources. It's actually some sort of effect overlay, CGI in effect. But like I said, my initial feeling that was disco lights of some source. This is obviously some sort of starlight effect that you can add to your videos. Be some sort of app. Webcam, then add some special effects. Why would you film a smartphone like that though? You'd have to be a real dork. So what do you think? I suppose what we could do is we could snap it and enhance it. But there was one where I can't see it now, where you can see the red and green. I must have missed it. It was at the very beginning. So we'll see if we can find that in a minute again. Yeah, but it shouldn't be put up on any UFO channel. Hopefully everybody's got the ad blocker turned off on that guy. I need to get rid of some of these. It's going to fill up too quick. I'll just catch up before I do that. Move along. We'll have a look at enhancement anyway. Does he add more to it though? He said there was 3 there. If that says number 1, you can tell straight away this channel should be totally ignored. If you weren't going to debunk it, right, it's bullshit. I probably should use my bullshit sticker on this guy. Yeah, so we got, can we see the edge of the smartphone better? CPU's picking up again. There we go. You see the watermark now. So that's just on contrast. This guy didn't do any contrast changes. And we got light being reflected from some source on the edge of the phone. What's that say there? Copyright or something? So it could be 3 things. It could be an overlay image with this twinkly effect, and it also could be some LED lights reflecting off the screen of the smartphone. So it could be like 3 effects. Watching NASA feed, adding a over effect with the twinkling, and then LED lights on the ceiling. So yeah. Busted. And they don't even do basic enhancement, these guys. Alright. So where was the bit? Let's see if I can find it again. Zooms in. Alright, it's got some more stuff on the edge here. Reflections are different, see? Reflections happening different there. Ah, right, it's Arabic or Arabic out. It's not actually a reflection. It looks like Arabic characters, or what's that there? Jewish writing or Arabic. People out there will know. Why would you have that on a phone cover though? Probably from some terrorist channel. Oh, look. So the playing and player here. What's that, Jewish down there or Arabic? They're playing the video on the smartphone, which obviously can be messed around with. Right. City lights with some added after effect. And where was the red thing happening? That's probably why the video was taken down. Maybe it's on some terrorist site. Because it's probably got propaganda added to it. Was it here when we see the lights suddenly pop up? Or have I missed it again? Maybe I'm wasting too much time on this. So he's zoomed in here, so obviously he's clipped the edge of the phone. So we're not seeing all the writing that we were before. Where the hell is it? Now let's speed it up again. It's annoying. No, that's red, green, and blue, which you get on disco lights. Alright, so if we can zoom into that, that goes very quickly. Don't tell I missed it again. Should have come up by now, shouldn't it? Google need to go back a frame step by step really. We could do this a lot better if we downloaded it and played it in a VLC. I think I may have missed it now. We got these blue streaks going across here. Anyway, I think you saw it. Looks like I haven't found the spot. I must have not rounded it back enough. That's annoying. Oh, it was there for a wee while. They obviously spotted that was zooming in too fast with the camera and seeing the lights in the background. So the other stuff is not worth watching either. Just general stuff. Antarctica, that we know the story is all BS as well. Admiral Byrd, made up story. Made from rare stories actually. Bob Lazar we know is BS. Bizarre Entity. Right, we probably could look at that one. Let's have a quick look. I think we may have already looked at that one. Wasn't that one with the jet contrails? Yeah, he's saying it's an entity. That one, yeah, we just looked at that one. We know it's not an entity. So, again, another reason not to watch Nocturnal News. Let's get rid of that guy. And yeah, now we're getting on to Google stuff. I just want to do a break away from the UFO stuff for a minute and talk about what Google's been up to lately. Then I've got Third Phase of the Moon to do and UFO Stalker. I've actually begun some sausages to eat here. I'm not sure if I'm able to stop talking enough to be able to eat them. Good stuff. Well, we look at everything here, and good stuff is very rare to find. And that's where we look at MUFON, looking for the good stuff. I mean, MUFON is 99% shite as well. Wake up, Bobby. There's a party going on. Yeah, so Google. So lately my channel's been doing really poorly. So I started doing some investigations into what's happening with Google lately. So I'll just bring in what I found out. I probably won't get ads on this one. So yeah, I did a couple of snapshots of my stats this week and a couple of days. 3 days apart this week. That was last night, and that was midweek. And this is how poor my stats are. For a 48-hour period, I've only got 137 views out of all those 500 videos I've got up with great titles. No clickbait though. And you can see here it counts how many views you get per hour. And you can see here there's some hours where I don't even get any views whatsoever. And most of the time you can see that's only one view every hour. One view, one view, one view, 2 views. So what's happening? And you can see here in the next hour that hasn't added on here, we've had what's it say? Probably hasn't got the edge, but it's actually 1 view because it's got a different scale on this one to this one. So if we go to the next one, snapshot 2 days later, we got no views here, and look at all the gaps here. 2 hours, no views out of all those videos I've got up. You think there'd be someone out of all those billions worldwide that are looking for UFO content, especially new stuff that I added up. I put up my model that I'm working on called my TR3B project. You think if people were searching for TR3B videos that they'd be popping, and thousands of people would be popping onto that video and seeing what I'm doing. See here we got 3 was that 3 hours or 2 hours there? No views. No views, no views, no views, no views, 1 view, 2 views, you know. And that was 126 views in 48 hours. But yeah, this one here, these peaks here is when I put my video on about my anti-gravity TR3B project that I'm working on. All that is from that, but you can see there's big holes still in the traffic. So something's not right with Google. And you can see my BitChute views are always going up, you know. My BitChute views are like double YouTube at the moment, and the subs are going up. Very strange. So is Google crippling me? So I wanted to find out what's going on. And so I started doing some searches on keywords here. So first of all, I wanted to find out what Google would know about us. If they were doing like a personality check and they didn't like you, that they may limit your account. Like if you, what politics you prefer and that sort of stuff. whether they apply that to your channel as well. Even though, you know, we know they're going to be anti-UFO channels because they see them as disinformation when we're not. Most of them are. So what are you saying? Yeah, so everybody lies. How Google search reveals our darkest secrets. I might just read out some of this on the other thing and eat at the same time, and then I'll come and talk about it. But it's quite interesting what information they collect on us, and they could use it against us. Rather than keeping everything balanced, right? Let's see how it goes. I'm gonna try and eat something.
The Observer. Everybody lies. How Google search reveals our darkest secrets. What can we learn about ourselves from the things we ask online? U.S. data scientist Seth Stephens-Davidovitz analyzed anonymous Google search results, uncovering disturbing truths about our desires, beliefs, and prejudices. Seth Stephens-Davidovitz. Published on Sunday, July 9th, 2017, 09:30 BST.
So this is a couple of years ago.
7,278. Everybody lies. People lie about how many drinks they had on the way home. They lie about how often they go to the gym, how much those new shoes cost, whether they read that book. They call in sick when they're not. They say they'll be in touch when they won't. They say it's not about you when it is. They say they love you when they don't. They say they're happy while in the dumps. They say they like women when they really like men. People lie to friends. They lie to bosses. They lie to kids. They lie to parents. They lie to doctors. They lie to husbands. They lie to wives. They lie to themselves. And they damn sure lie to surveys. Here's my brief survey for you. Have you ever cheated in an exam? Have you ever fantasized about killing someone? Were you tempted to lie? Many people underreport embarrassing behaviors and thoughts on surveys. They want to look good, even though most surveys are anonymous. This is called social desirability bias. An important paper in 1950 provided powerful evidence of how surveys can fall victim to such bias. Researchers collected data, from official sources, on the residents of Denver, what percentage of them voted, gave to charity, and owned a library card. They then surveyed the residents to see if the percentages would match. The results were, at the time, shocking. What the residents reported to the surveys was very different from the data the researchers had gathered. Even though nobody gave their names, people, in large numbers, exaggerated their voter registration status, voting behavior, and charitable giving. The word gay is 10% more likely to complete searches that begin as my husband than the word cheating. Has anything changed in 65 years? In the age of the internet, not owning a library card is no longer embarrassing. But, while what's embarrassing or desirable may have changed, people's tendency to deceive pollsters remains strong. A recent survey asked University of Maryland graduates various questions about their college experience. The answers were compared with official records. People consistently gave wrong information, in ways that made them look good. Fewer than 2% reported that they graduated with lower than a 2.5 GPA, grade point average. In reality, about 11% did. And 44% said they had donated to the university in the past year. In reality, about 28% did. Then there's that odd habit we sometimes have of lying to ourselves. Lying to oneself may explain why so many people say they are above average. How big is this problem? More than 40% of one company's engineers said they are in the top 5%. More than 90% of college professors say they do above average work. 1/4 of high school seniors think they are in the top 1% in their ability to get along with other people. If you are deluding yourself, you can't be honest in a survey. The more impersonal the conditions, the more honest people will be. For eliciting truthful answers, internet surveys are better than phone surveys, which are better than in-person surveys. People will admit more if they are alone than if others are in the room with them. However, on sensitive topics, every survey method will elicit substantial misreporting. People have no incentive to tell surveys the truth. How, therefore, can we learn what our fellow humans are really thinking and doing? Big data. Certain online sources get people to admit things they would not admit anywhere else. They serve as a digital truth serum. Think of Google searches. Remember the conditions that make people more honest. Online? Check. Alone? Check. No person administering a survey? Check. The power in Google data is that people tell the giant search engine things they might not tell anyone else. Google was invented so that people could learn about the world, not so researchers could learn about people, but it turns out the trails we leave as we seek knowledge on the internet are tremendously revealing. I have spent the past 4 years analyzing anonymous Google data. The revelations have kept coming. Mental illness, human sexuality, abortion, religion, health. Not exactly small topics, and this dataset, which didn't exist a couple of decades ago, offered surprising new perspectives on all of them. I am now convinced that Google searches are the most important dataset ever collected on the human psyche. The truth about sex. How many American men are gay? This is a regular question in sexuality research. Yet it has been among the toughest questions for social scientists to answer. Psychologists no longer believe Alfred Kinsey's famous estimate, based on surveys that oversampled prisoners and prostitutes, that 10% of American men are gay. Representative surveys now tell us about 2% to 3% are. But sexual preference has long been among the subjects upon which people have tended to lie. I think I can use big data to give a better answer to this question than we have ever had. First, more on that survey data. Surveys tell us there are far more gay men in tolerant states than intolerant states. For example, according to a Gallup survey, the proportion of the population that is gay is almost twice as high in Rhode Island, the state with the highest support for gay marriage, than Mississippi, the state with the lowest support for gay marriage. There are 2 likely explanations for this. First, gay men born in intolerant states may move to tolerant states. Second, gay men in intolerant states may not divulge that they are gay. Some insight into explanation number 1, gay mobility, can be gleaned from another big data source, Facebook, which allows users to list what gender they are interested in. About 2.5% of male Facebook users who list a gender of interest say they are interested in men. That corresponds roughly with what the surveys indicate. How, therefore, can we learn what our fellow humans are really thinking and doing? Big data. Photograph, Thomas M. Shear / Getty Images / IM. And Facebook too shows big differences in the gay population in states with high versus low tolerance. Facebook has the gay population more than twice as high in Rhode Island as in Mississippi. Facebook also can provide information on how people move around. I was able to code the hometown of a sample of openly gay Facebook users. This allowed me to directly estimate how many gay men move out of intolerant states into more tolerant parts of the country. The answer? There is clearly some mobility, from Oklahoma City to San Francisco, for example. But I estimate that men moving to someplace more open-minded can explain less than half of the difference in the openly gay population in tolerant versus intolerant states. If mobility cannot fully explain why some states have so many more openly gay men, the closet must be playing a big role. Which brings us back to Google, with which so many people have proved willing to share so much. Countrywide, I estimate, using data from Google searches and Google AdWords, that about 5% of male porn searches are for gay male porn. Overall, there are more gay porn searches in tolerant states compared with intolerant states. In Mississippi, I estimate that 4.8% of male porn searches are for gay porn, far higher than the numbers suggested by either surveys or Facebook, and reasonably close to the 5.2% of pornography searches that are for gay porn in Rhode Island. So how many American men are gay? This measure of pornography searches by men, roughly 5%, are same-sex, seems a reasonable estimate of the true size of the gay population in the United States. 5% of American men being gay is an estimate, of course. Island. So how many American men are...
So 5% of 300 million, what's that? Well, obviously, 15... what's that? 15... How many zeros on that? I'm going to drop off 1.15 million? 15 million gay men in America. So if they can work out that sort of information, they can know your politics, and if it clashes through with the Google's aim to try and exclude non-liberal people, YouTube channels, you can see here straight away there could be some secret agenda happening that we don't know about, where they've got some switches to turn off things. Don't promote this site as much because he's a Trump supporter. So, or also, as we'll find out in a minute, more information of what bias there has been according to some people. So that's quite a big article there. Mostly talking about sexuality, not politics. But they said here big data from Google searches that's been going for years. How long have you been using Google? With your name and IP numbers, they can track your locations. How many times did people not turn off their location? So here they're talking about Mr. T. I've already said his name, Mr. Trump. Going to win, blah blah blah. So Google knows what's going to happen, and they can also change what search results people get as well, to try and sway them. You should be worried about Russia. You should be worried about Google and Facebook, social media, how they influence your mind. So here's another article a year later. Harvesting our personal details goes beyond what many of us could imagine. So I embraced myself and had a look. So again, I might just get that to read out while I have a drink. And this one's quite interesting. I should have posted the link on the other one. But this one's probably more interesting. And I'll post a link to this one so you can check out the information that it gives you. Why is it not going to let me select it though? Harvesting our data sounds scary, doesn't it? Let's see how it's going to read. It's got a lot of pictures in it. Yeah, I'll try that.
Want to freak yourself out? I'm going to show just how much of your information the likes of Facebook and Google store about you without you even realizing it. Google knows where you've been. Google stores your location, if you have location tracking turned on, every time you turn on your phone. You can see a timeline of where you've been from the very first day you started using Google on your phone. Click on this link to see your own data, google.com/maps/timeline. Here is every place I have been in the last 12 months in Ireland. You can see the time of day that I was in the location, and how long it took me to get to that location from my previous one. A Google map of every place I've been in Ireland this year. Photograph, Dylan Curran. Google knows everything you've ever searched and deleted. Google stores search history across all your devices. That can mean that, even if you delete your search history and phone history on one device, it may still have data saved from other devices. Click on this link to see your own data, myactivity.google.com/myactivity. Why have we given up our privacy to Facebook and other sites so willingly? Read more. Google has an advertisement profile of you. Google creates an advertisement profile based on your information, including your location, gender, age, hobbies, career, interests, relationship status, possible weight, need to lose 10 pounds in one day, and income. Click on this link to see your own data, google.com/settings/ads. Google knows all the apps you use. Google stores information on every app and extension you use. They know how often you use them, where you use them, and who you use them to interact with. That means they know who you talk to on Facebook, what countries are you speaking with, what time you go to sleep. Click on this link to see your own data, security.google.com/settings/secure.
I'll give you links in a minute.
Google has all of your YouTube history. Google stores all of your YouTube history, so they probably know whether you're going to be a parent soon, if you're a conservative, if you're a progressive, if you're Jewish, Christian, or Muslim, if you're feeling depressed or suicidal, if you're anorexic. Click on this link to see your own data, youtube.com/feed/history/s. The data Google has on you can fill millions of Word documents. Google offers an option to download all of the data it stores about you.
Only because they brought it up years ago,
and the file is 5.
They only brought up these links because people protested because they were saying, "What information do you know?" Do you remember that was like a few years ago? Now they provide these links here, but it doesn't mean that even if you delete it, that they delete it, right? And of course, the governments could be collecting that information too.
5.5 gigabytes big, which is roughly 3 M Word documents. Managed to gain access to someone's Google account? Perfect, you have a diary of everything that person has done. This link includes your bookmarks, emails, contacts, your Google Drive files, all of the above information, your YouTube videos, the photos you've taken on your phone, the businesses you've bought from, the products you've bought through Google. They also have data from your calendar, your Google Hangout sessions, your location history, the music you listen to, the Google books you've purchased, the Google groups you're in, the websites you've created, the phones you've owned, the pages you've shared, how many steps you walk in a day. Click on this link to see your own data, google.com/takeout.
I'll be too scared to click on it, actually.
Facebook has reams and reams of data on
during
you
a live stream anyway.
Facebook offers a similar option to download all your information.
Only because people
Mine
complained.
was roughly 600 megabytes, which is roughly 400,000 Word documents. This includes every message you've ever sent or been sent, every file you've ever sent or been sent, all the contacts in your phone, and all the audio messages you've ever sent or been sent. Click here to see your data. https://www.facebook.com/help/131112897028467.
How crazy is that?
A snapshot of the data Facebook has saved on me. Photograph, Dylan Curran. Facebook stores everything from your stickers to your login location. Facebook also stores what it thinks you might be interested in based off the things you've liked, and what you and your friends talk about. I apparently like the topic girl. Somewhat pointlessly, they also store all the stickers you've ever sent on Facebook. I have no idea why they do this. It's just a joke at this stage. They also store every time you log into Facebook, where you logged in from, what time, and from what device.
That does help. That does help.
And they
you track
store all
if
the
you've been
applications
hacked,
you've ever had connected to your Facebook account.
that feature's
So they can
not
guess
too
I'm
bad.
interested in politics and web and graphic design, that I was single between X and Y period with the installation of Tinder, and I got a HTC phone in November. Side note, if you have Windows 10 installed, This is a picture of just the privacy options with 16 different submenus, which have all of the options enabled by default when you install Windows 10. Privacy options in Windows 10.
Mine's been
Photograph,
disabled.
Dylan Curran. They can access your webcam and microphone. The data they collect
What's interesting is someone's written a H3ll recently. Have I got the link to it? Which goes through and cleans all that up for you, and Microsoft is trying to sue the people for making the tool. Basically what they did is they got hold of a Windows 10 distro, because you know it's free for the download and install on your system, but you got so many days before you have to buy a license. So they're trying to say that they're modifying their code and all that sort of stuff. So someone's supplying a ISO that's had all this crap removed from it, and you can just install it on your computer and know you're going to be not tracked by Microsoft. Let's see if I can find the link to it. It was only come out last night as well. I think I found it. Whereabouts did I put it? It's on Discord, I think. This is why you should join Discord. So at the moment also they're trying to sue Internet Archive. So this is the thing that's come up too. So this is part of trying to they don't like us censoring them. As you can see from this here. They want to be able to track everything we do and what we download. Internet backbone provider Hurricane Electric sues movie companies over ridiculous piracy allegations. Silicon company Hurricane Electric offers internet backbone access to many large organizations. Of course, there's going to be people that's going to download content. And so the movie industry is trying to charge them for the users' downloads. This is how ridiculous it's getting in America. The suing nightmare. Just trying to find the other one. Here we go. Windows 10 features. If you're not a member of Torrent Freak, it's like a blog on internet security and copyright and piracy. Go and join it. Removing annoying Windows 10 features is a DMCA violation, Microsoft says. So they're trying to shut it down. I'll give you a link to it. I call it TF for short. But again, join them and keep an eye on their web pages. They have some interesting comes up from time to time. So this guy here has written a ISO version of the Windows 10 distro, and it comes up like that after you've installed it, of all the features that you want. Side clock on, sidebar on again, but it hasn't got classic shell, which I use, which adds on the Windows older version of, you know, Windows, what you used to for laptops. But you could add that on, but it gets rid of all the spyware, basically. It's a license breach. Even though you can turn them off himself, have it turned off by default, they don't like it. Privacy tweak. So I think they managed to get it removed from one location already. But yeah, we won't read it up. You got the link there to read, but yeah, you can see how these companies don't like it.
Includes tracking where you are, what applications you have installed, when you use them, what you use them for, access to your webcam and microphone at any time, your contacts, your emails, your calendar, your call history, the messages you send and receive, the files you download, the games you play, your photos and videos, your music, your search history, your browsing history, even what radio stations you listen to. Facebook told me it would act swiftly on data misuse in 2015. Harry Davies. Read more. Here are some of the different ways Google gets your data. I got the Google Takeout document with all my information, and this is a breakdown of all the different ways they get your information. My Google Takeout document. Photograph, Dylan Curran. Here's the search history document, which has 90,000 different entries, even showing the images I downloaded and the websites I accessed. I showed the Pirate Bay section to show how much damage this information can do.
Pirate Bay.
My search history document has 90,000 different entries. Photograph, Dylan Curran.
They'll be
Google
suing
knows
you
which
for $1
events you
billion.
attended and when. Here's my Google Calendar broken down, showing all the events I've ever added, whether I actually attended them, and what time I attended them at. This part is when I went for an interview for a marketing job, and what time I arrived. Here's my Google Calendar showing a job interview.
Access all this information too, somehow. I think people used to be able to, and I think they've locked it down now, haven't they? I think that's why they wanted your Facebook thing, so at least they can go through your front page and see all the things you're talking about, whether it matches their politics. It's really bad. They shouldn't have the access to your Facebook account and stuff. If you put up stuff on UFOs, right, they're going to think you're a bit of a nut job. You know, the typical bias out there.
Interview I attended. Photograph, Dylan Curran. And Google has information you deleted. This is my Google Drive, which includes files I explicitly deleted, including my resume, my monthly budget, and all the code, files and websites I've ever made, and even my PGP private key, which I deleted, that I use to encrypt emails. Google can know your workout routine. This is my Google Fit, which shows all of the steps I've ever taken, any time I walked anywhere, and all the times I've recorded any meditation/yoga/workouts I've done. I deleted this information and revoked Google Fit's permissions. And they have years worth of photos. This is all the photos ever taken with my phone, broken down by year, and includes metadata of when and where I took the photos. Google has every email you ever sent. Every email I've ever sent, that's been sent to me, including the ones I deleted or were categorized as spam. And there is more.
Why would you want to keep spam emails?
I'll just do a short summary of what's in the thousands of files I received under my Google activity.
So if they
I'll
got
just
that
do a short
sort
summary of what's in the thousands of.
If they're collecting that sort of information on you, they must have a lot of hard drives per user, right? Just as well, hard drives are getting bigger. So she goes on a fair bit here, as you can see. Still more to go. But I'll just give you a link, and you can go through and click on some of these links and check out your own data. It's pretty scary, isn't it? All the links, which doesn't mean that they don't have more for checking what Google, Facebook, and Microsoft have on you. So could they use the information to be biased against your YouTube channel? You can bet. So yeah, are they punishing me because I'm a UFO person? Because of my politics? Who knows? But it's dangerous. See, who else? This is what the thing that Snowden brought up. He said if the government's collecting all this information as well, because they've got back doors to Facebook, as you know, Facebook gives them lots of access for track terrorists down and all that sort of stuff. But they were doing it on all users. They're making that big thing before Snowden come out, the big data center. And anyone could access that, right? It could be anyone, any greenhorn that gets on FBI or CI could just do a search and access all your phone chats, video things, you know, even if it contains nudity, all sorts of embarrassing stuff they could have access to and extort you, ruin your life, right? So yeah, I carried on searching, and what was the next thing I found out? Like I said, this is not about UFOs, but it is sort of related, really. It's all related to what we do online with UFO stuff. Here it comes. It's got a big thing. So here we got LGBTQ YouTubers are suing YouTube over alleged discrimination. If anything, I thought they were pro these guys and give them extra views on their channels, right? Or promote their channels a bit more, but they're saying they're not. And some guy did some analysis on keywords like gay and all that, and they'd lose their ads straight away. So I've probably lost my ads on this already, but yeah, why would they disable ads once you start talking about gay? Because they reckon that the average white collar, I don't know, corporation there doesn't like gays, doesn't like to advertise on gays channels, is what they're saying here on this article here. So I'll just read out some of that one too, just to see what, back up what I'm saying. But I thought, that's really interesting. So if they're being biased against whenever gay is used, even if you just say the words, it's just not on, is it? Or UFO or alien abductions. You know that one we did with the paintings of that guy claimed that he was abducted. He painted nude alien. Well, we can't advertise. We can't enable that fully with ads because it's got nudity in it. Believe it or not, even though it's artwork. So this is how crazy Google punishes us. Is corporations that lame that you can't have a picture of a painted woman on a YouTube channel? You can't advertise. It's on a front ad anyway, so why would it matter? It's not like it's on the actual video itself. Rather than having limitation of ads, it should have like categories. You know, it should say limited to blah blah type ads, rather than just having this blanket limitation. So a lot more needs to be done there, I reckon. So I think I'm being discriminated against all the time because I cover a lot of things, and we got gay people in the UFO community here. Damn thing, go away. Plus I had people working with me that were gay. I don't know if that got detected. And it's been put against me as well. Who knows? That's the wrong page. What happened there? Should be on this page. It flipped over to the other one for some reason. I thought that didn't look right. Yeah, let's read it.
A group of YouTube creators is suing YouTube for allegedly discriminating against their LGBTQ-focused videos by suppressing recommendations and making it difficult to earn ad revenue.
Tell me about it.
The lawsuit alleges that YouTube uses unlawful content regulation, distribution, and monetization practices that stigmatize, restrict, block, demonetize, and financially harm the LGBT plaintiffs and the greater LGBT community. The lawsuit also alleges that both YouTube's machine learning moderation tools and human reviewers unfairly target channels that have words such as gay, bisexual, or transgender in the title. YouTube is engaged in discriminatory, anti-competitive, and unlawful conduct that harms a protected class of persons under California law, the lawsuit states. It alleges that YouTube's actions have violated federal and California laws around speech, discrimination, and false advertising. A YouTube spokesperson told The Verge that the company's policies have no notion of sexual orientation or gender identity, and our systems do not restrict or demonetize videos based on these factors, or the inclusion of terms like gay or transgender.
We know it's not true.
The complainants, including Amp Summers, Lindsay Amer, Chris Knight, Celso Dule, Cameron Steele, Chrissy Chambers, and Chase Ross, have spoken out about YouTube's alleged treatment of the LGBTQ creator community in the past. In June 2018, Ross accused YouTube of age-gating and demonetizing his videos simply because he used the term transgender in his video titles and metadata. YouTube's alleged discrimination pushed Ross to publish a lengthy video on the subject. I don't feel like people take us seriously, and it needs to change. I don't feel like people take us seriously, and it needs to change, Ross told The Verge at the time.
Maybe
YouTube really needs to start paying attention to this community. I don't feel like I belong on a platform that I and other LGBTQ+ individuals helped build.
That's right. Because a lot of people are looking for the unknown, especially UFO content. But they seem to be protecting a certain YouTuber called Tyler, though. So all the others get kicked in the guts, I suppose. Do we need to read out the rest of it? Updated the 4th of August. So that was last year, I guess.
YouTube CEO Susan Wojcicki said just last week that YouTube does not automatically demonetize LGBTQ content.
They demonetize mine every time.
There's no policies that say if you put certain words in a title that will be demonetized. Wojcicki told vlogger Alfie Dies. We work incredibly hard to make sure that when our machines learn something, because a lot of our decisions are made algorithmically, that our machines are fair. There shouldn't be any automatic demonetization.
Play the Terminator music.
Wojcicki also said that two of YouTube's biggest moderation tools, one that focuses on recommending videos, and the other that determines whether a video is appropriate for ads, operate independently. The systems, Wojcicki added, are set up separately to ensure that the systems are fair. Still, Wojcicki's comments come after years of frustration from the LGBTQ community.
And UFO community.
Many creators first voiced their concerns with the company in 2017, arguing that their content was seemingly hidden and demonetized.
Yep, ours is
hidden.
Just
a couple of months later, YouTube found itself in another controversy after anti-LGBTQ ads started appearing on videos from LGBTQ creators. There's no policies that say if you put certain words in a title that will be demonetized.
It's not on
YouTube was recently embroiled in a controversy after the company allowed conservative pundit Steven Crowder to continue uploading videos, despite using his channel to make homophobic remarks against Vox journalist Carlos Maza in June. Despite finding language that was clearly hurtful, the videos as posted don't violate our policies, the company tweeted a couple of days after Maza made his case public on Twitter. Disclosure, Vox is a publication of...
Anyway, they're just lying through their teeth. We know that's not true. So we can do away with that one. So the next thing I found out is if they're not using big data to work out you or monitoring the words you say in your YouTube videos directly, they now got this thing here that can actually look at your face and determine whether you're gay or not, believe it or not. New AI can guess whether you're gay or straight from a photograph. An algorithm deduced the sexuality of people on a dating site with a 91% accuracy, raising tricky ethical questions. So if they sell that technology to other places, makes you wonder, doesn't it? Artificial intelligence can accurately guess whether people are gay or straight based on photos of their faces. Now, this was not too long ago, September 2017, so how far has it progressed since then? gaydar. The study from Stanford University. So it's done by college students. And it goes on a bit here. Paper suggests that the findings provide strong support for the theory that sexual orientation stems from exposure to certain hormones before birth. I've always said that though. I've always said it's the mother and the release of the hormones that messes up the development of the baby. Meaning people are born gay and being queer is not a choice. The machine lower success rate for women also support the notion that female sexual orientation is more fluid. So while the finders have clear limits when it comes to gender, people of color were not included. Racist. So what else do we need to read here? I just thought that was quite interesting. It makes you wonder what the bots can do out there. Shape of the eye socket. I suppose it can look for female traits in the face. You know, the hormones alter the shape just slightly that we don't see as a human, but a computer can detect it. I guess that's how it works. So it makes you wonder what future robots are about to do. If it will let me post it, yep. I don't know, they discriminate not against everybody, but more people than others, for sure. That's what we're looking at. This is the research I did. Now here we go. YouTube removed 1.6 million channels last quarter, mostly for being spam or scams. Well, how come Tyler's never got deleted? How about Cousin Bros? How about UFO proof? Google's video platform removed 7.85 million videos and 1.67 million channels, which is ridiculous, between July and September. What year was that? 2008. So how many of them moved in 2019? Obviously probably the same amount again, probably. And how about this year? So I think we're all pretty much doomed on this platform here. And that's from mainstream media there. And what's the next bit I found out? Federal Trade Commission protecting Americans against consumers. Looks like it needs to be scaled down. What's that one? Google and YouTube will pay a record 170 million for alleged violations of children's privacy law, which they ended up having to do. The settlement requires Google and YouTube to pay 136 million to the FTC. Now, what does FTC do with all that money? Whose pocket does it go into? The government's? 34 million to the New York for alleged violation of the children's online privacy protection. So what did they do with it? So yeah, it's alright fining people, but who's keeping a track on all the money going out? So this is violated the PPA rule by collecting personal information, which we've just been talking about, of everybody, in the form of persistent identifiers that are used to track users across the internet, from viewers of child-directed channels without first notifying parents and getting their consent. So it's alright to track adults because you you agree to the terms, which is like 100 pages long, and no one bothers reading those, right? So you agree to the terms, so they collect all the information. But if you're a kid, they broke the law here. And so what happened is they brought in this thing not long ago. YouTube creators worried and confused over the new kid video Kupapa rules. No thanks, you dumb shit. Potential fines. So this is why YouTube brought that in, because they don't want to keep getting fined, sued. Or they had to close down operation, so they had to bring that in pretty quick. Remember, now we have to agree that it's our content is for 13 or higher, so then they can collect information. So anyone that watches our channel has to be 13 years or older. I think BitChute sets it to 16 to also protect themselves from being sued. So they can't collect information. All these things collect information. So yeah, I wonder why that come in, and it was over that lawsuit there. It wasn't particularly clever. I thought I'd bring that up. You guys now know about it. Okay, so more channels are complaining. There's a purge going on. Speculation abounds regarding YouTube's removal of crypto content. That's Bitcoin and all that. So you're saying they target everybody. They target more people, different channels more than they do others, for sure. At least 6 crypto YouTube channels have reported in recent hours that their content is being removed under the site's harmful and dangerous policy. When one popular channel claiming YouTube pointed to a sale of regulated goods. Chris Dunn is one of these, whose channel has over 200,000 subscribers and has had multiple videos removed in one fell swoop. Sorry, I got hiccups. There are at least 5 other channels reporting similar issues, and even bans, as the space speculates about possible reasons for new YouTube crypto purge. So when was this? Not long ago, this year, June 14th, 2020. Oh no, that's current date. That can't be today. When was the article written? December 2019. So what's that? Not that long ago, really. At Christmas, they were purging crypto content. So I found that anyway. I'm not sure if you want to read that or not. So yeah, they're changing policies all the time, aren't they? Bitcoin, crypto. Of course, Google works with big banks, don't they? And this is a problem. Yeah, so if they're doing that to Bitcoin, what they're going to be doing to us coming up. The Verge again. YouTube is deleting comments. Okay, let's have a look. With 2 phrases that insult China's Communist Party. YouTube is automatically deleting comments that contain certain Chinese language phrases related to criticism of the country's ruling party. So I better be careful here, I might get purged. But if the deletions are the result of simple mistake, then it's one that's gone unnoticed for 6 months. So YouTube's complaining it was a coding bug, the error that came to be. But they're saying here, if that's the case, how could it go unnoticed for 6 months? Which is a good point. Verge found evidence that the comments were being... You know, when I comment on videos, they always seem to disappear for no reason and they never come back. I'm not sure if you've noticed that as well. It's not just words with China in it, but I did post a comment with China in it and it did disappear. So I think it's still in action. And as far as I know, the comment didn't come back. So you have to play around with words, misspell them and stuff, just to get around this stupid bots. Lots of words on Tyler's page, if you tried to comment on his videos, would vanish. Because people then have their own personal purge list as well as the spam and also Google's special ghosting, as we're seeing here. So yeah, might want to read that. But I think they're on the case here that they may have turned it off now, but it doesn't look like it to me. Like I said, I just posted a word with something China in it and already the comment vanished. Go and give it a try yourself and then try misspelling it to see if it stays. I think they're telling lies again. Put an end to YouTube censorship. So this is all the stuff I found in a short time. A lot of it was buried. You had to say in the last month and you had to change the filters to be able to get it all. But I think it's worth bringing up because I think our UFO channel's in danger. And it's not going to make much money here. So this is at December last year as well. Okay, so let's see what it's we probably can't get it to read out. Oh well, as you know, change.org is actually a scam site, so you shouldn't pay them. So they allow you to do these protests, but they don't actually go anywhere. It's just nonsense. But this, what people are submitting here as a protest, is probably legit, but it's not going. People are going to pay money, but it won't go anywhere. So let's see what they're complaining about. Probably the same thing we all are.
Leafy has not threatened anyone with harm, he's only critiqued them. And yet, YouTube removes his videos, demonetizes them, and thus silencing our voice. The sole and only reason for YouTube taking down channels, flagging videos, and removing videos for idiotic reasons, like Monkey Jones and Leafy, is the way they get rid of YouTubers that are against them and or disliked. This type of behavior should not be tolerated, but it will not be stopped unless we all join together against the censorship. 6/9/20. Recently, a YouTuber by Golden Mods was removed instantly off of YouTube, channel deleted and all, without any warning. Years and years of hard work, and his job and his passion was instantly destroyed by the large company known as YouTube. Scary, huh? Some places have freedom of speech and YouTube isn't such a place. This petition is strictly to encourage YouTube to give content creators a peace of mind knowing I'm not gonna be deleted, flagged, or demonetized instantly based on something I said. YouTube has proven after deleting many channels and videos that they do not care about the common YouTuber feeling secure.
No.
The harassment policies linked in this petition prevents criticism, satire, and funny content that millions have loved and completely tears down the entire commentary community. There needs to be policies in place to protect YouTubers from getting their videos removed from voicing their voice, and creators need to feel protected. Change is wanted, YouTube, and you need to hear what people want. As the saying goes, what happened? You used to be cool. Too much control, censorship, and lack of care for your creators. YouTube. I thank everyone for signing this petition.
Yeah. So what they're saying there is because of all the banned words and things, people don't say what they want to say and instead use a different word or don't say it at all, so they become less edgy, you know. So yeah, it's like a control. It controls what you want to do, or you lose your business online. So yeah, I don't know if I should share that link because I think it's pointless. But obviously there's a lot of pissed off people out there, right? What's the next thing I found? What's all this bullshit coming up? What are ads? Pop-ups? What was this one? Apple projects aims to improve password managers. That wasn't it. There we go. I shouldn't say that word. 1 in 4 YouTube C19 videos are misleading according to Google. So that's why they're removing doctors saying stuff. The doctors are liars. Yeah. Content misleading or inaccurate information, and yet it was coming from doctor's mouth. You might remember that video that got removed where they're saying that they had declassified everybody was C19 when they clearly weren't. So that's the current thing that's going on at the moment with YouTube censorship, and it's causing a bit of a stir. Right, so I was meant to copy that down first when I... This is the problem of having a reader only on Microsoft. Why has it gone to that one? Here we go again. That's not the one I wanted. A dirty website. I copied it. Oh well. Suppose we won't worry about it then. I was going to read out a wee bit of it. Unless it's come up again. No. How the hell did it change? No. Damn, Apple. Oh, now what? All the stuff they're trying to get and subscribe to us so they can spam us. That's so annoying. We won't read out that one, but I summed it up for you. So where are we on to now? Alright, so this is a positive thing for music channels. So if you're a music channel, you may see a big boost in subscribers. I'll just read out that one. So if you're suddenly getting subs every day, this is why. Maybe I should make a music channel up somehow. Forget about UFOs, there's no money in it. YouTube music users will now be able to filter through different genres and have access to song lyrics. Yeah, so let's see what they're saying. Is it mostly friggin' pictures? Yeah, there's got to be more to that than that, surely.
YouTube music users will now be able to filter through different genres and have access to song lyrics. YouTube's music streaming service has been steadily making updates to its available layouts and features as it works to compete against the likes of Spotify and Deezer.
That's it. So there's got to be more to that. There it is here. No. So why are they bending over to music companies or music channels?
Through the new Explore tab, users will be able to search through music videos, singles, and albums based on a certain genre or mood. YouTube will also be providing a list of moods to browse through. Song lyrics will also be accessible via the YouTube Music app. However, they won't be available for every track on the service. Previously, these features were only available for a select amount of users, and have now been rolled out to users on both iOS and Android devices. They are also available to those who use both the free and premium versions of YouTube Music.
So yeah. Favoritism. Stuff everybody else. So why isn't there like a search facility for mysteries, UFOs, paranormal? Could you imagine the amount of traffic we'd be getting once that happens? Especially if it's like like they had the latest post for UFOs, you know. So every time I add a UFO thing, we'd probably get thousands or millions of views. But no, Google doesn't care. Let's close that tab here. So that brings us on to UFO topic again. Third phase of the moon. And let me just go over this silly video of theirs that they just posted not long ago. So this kick in the next section.
Third phase.
Come on, you dorks, keep going.
What are we looking at? Let's just roll with James Vine's video right now.
We debunked that one already that they just showed. Filmed in portrait, spit.
Why is it so mysterious?
I'll get a better view of it in a minute. And they got this stupid music so you can't hear what's in the background. Get rid of that music. Sounds like he's in a truck. Or a car with a V12 or something. Okay, so what are we looking at here? He's obviously filming through his window, which is a no-no. Some dirt on the screen there, but we'll do it in slow motion soon. Good. So what is he looking at? He's looking at a little
We've got
dot.
the videos coming in, and right now I just have to say there is a bizarreness happening right now in regards to this shaped object in the sky.
Bizarre
because
cousin bros.
It's just not only happening in Arizona, which is within an hour or so. We're sharing James Vine's video to you on Third Phase of Moon. We're doing it. We're premiering this video.
Does that excite you, Susan? You said you're looking for some really good UFO videos.
In regards to the classic flying saucer being shot.
Classic flying saucer, this one, guys.
Stuff. We're also going to be enhancing James Vine's video, but let's just go a little bit over the background because this is kind of breaking news. James Vine just submitted this to the Mutual UFO Network, but we got permission to share it with you. He states the backstory is that he's a driver, a truck driver in Arizona, and he was leaving his pickup just southwest of Casa Grande, Arizona, when he saw this in the sky to the south. He says he was holding his camera still, but the picture was jumping and going in and out of focus.
Okay, that's a red flag straight away there, bullshitter.
In the air. So he's stating that
holding his camera still, you could clearly see it wasn't.
It was stationary in the sky, and his camera was also stationary. He's not exactly sure why the picture is jumping in and out of focus, and he says he felt
well, you can see he's moving the camera.
Incredible testimony coming in right now.
He's filming through a bloody window.
Massive. when at first...
So why don't you get out of his truck? Why don't you drive closer to it, right? So what do you think that one is, guys? I'd like to see what your opinions are before I tell you what I think it is. So do you think that's a UFO? Do you think it's a blimp? Do you think it's a bit of dirt on the window? What other possibilities? So what do you think of that one? I think we only got 4 people watching now. They didn't like the Google stuff, obviously, but it's their fault. I saw something about YouTube for kids and something called Alice Gate. Yeah, we got to be careful what we say because we're monitored and everything's censored. So no one's got any opinions on this one? So yeah, it could be a piece of dirt on the window. We'd have to look at it carefully. Some might say it's a drone. So I thought maybe it could be a high mast light and we're not seeing the post because it's on so far away. Now we can see there's a lot of power poles around here. And where are the power lines going? This is a power line here. It's right near a railway track. So let's just... You see the angle of it changed here quickly here. Let's just put that in slow motion. They've got it zoomed in for us, so it makes it a bit easier. Get rid of them. So between that power line there and that power line here, we're not seeing the power lines though. Let's see what happens to it. I think he changes the angle of the phone and that dot moves further along, doesn't it? Or is it moving that direction relative to that pole there? Oh, here we go. Goes down. Comes back up. And has it moved? When it went off camera there? It hasn't it? So what happened in that dip? I think it's something on the window. And he's moved it. To make it look like it moved along. But there's another possibility I thought about too. There's this... So the guy's saying he doesn't know why it's moving around, going out of focus. Well, it's not. It seems to be only the background's changing focus, wasn't it? The object wasn't going out of focus, was it? Let's have a look again. The background is out of focus, and yet that looks like it's in focus, is it? So that means it's closer than the power poles, right? This guy is hoaxing it. Goes off screen. Did it move a little bit then? Then it went off screen. Goes off screen again. It's using the other hand for something. And bingo, it's moved. There you go, it's moved. So what do you think on that one? Of course, they're saying it's a tic-tac, or but like the other video that we debunked. Oh, I've got a cable caught up here. Just around the microphone. How did that get there? Go away. How's the audio sounding? Better check it. Hello. Sounds alright. Remember there was some maintenance lines that you can get robots that go along the lines, and there's also things called spaces. You got these ones here that go between power lines that can space, and I just wonder if it could be one of those. But you also get the little robots that go along and do maintenance on the lines. That one's got a few things hanging off it. What's that one? Little cages that go along the lines and do maintenance on, by the looks of it. Faraday cages. Oh, there you go. Little cage that they go along on the lines. As long as you're not grounded, you're not going to die. Or as long as you don't touch one of the other cables on the other side. So I thought maybe it could be like some sort of robot that they pull along that's doing some checks on the tension or whatever. Or it's a complete fabrication. So I wasn't too sure on that one. So you got these things, strange things, they hang on it. Someone could be pulling it along. What's that one got? That one's got a black thing in it. Oh, that's got a helicopter. So yeah, I wonder how many people would have fought the same way I did on this one. Probably not many. And because it's all blurry and out of focus, it could be anything like that. Let's see, have they got a robot now that goes along? Power lines. Power lines. Robots. And sure enough they have. They got little robot ones that go along. What's that one there? Designed to inspect power lines. Looks very similar to something like that, maybe. But there you go. Little boxes that go along. Looks very similar to that. So is that what we're looking at? Maybe there's a power line running along here that we can't see in the video. Or is it a bit of dirt on a bit of glass that he's moving? But strange that when it went down it moved though. But of course these hoaxes called Third Phase will tell you otherwise. They'll put it up. How many views did they get on it? Last time I said it's 3,000 on that video the other day, and I forgot to refresh the page. It would have updated. So they got 44 on that one. So if I reload it, let's see if it's updated. Also got that other video to look at too after it. It's up to almost 50,000 now. So you know, 4 ads on that. That's $100 video for putting that garbage up, right? Still good money. If you put up a crap video like that every day, that's like $1,000 a week coming in, right? 4,000 a month. That's still like a job, isn't it? So splitting it between 2 brothers, that's $25,000 each a year, is it? Not bad going. That's US money. That's equivalent to like a 40-hour job in New Zealand. So yeah, did I cut that? I didn't I? Let's have a look. Looks like we're running out of time again, guys. I might have to do MUFON cases. So that he said this was a MUFON case too. I don't remember seeing anything with a number. No number there, is there? No. You can buy these shirts though. No, so let's see. Let's see if we can see any hint of the cable. Or is it a complete hoax? You can see it's at the height of these power lines here. I don't think it excited Susan. So we've got the brightness. You can start to see pixels. We need to do color swap on this one. Personally, I don't think we're going to see any cable. We've seen this before with Billy Meyer stuff. And also HD videos before, and you can't see the cable very well at all. Are we getting any hint? So you can't even see the cables from these ones. We know there's definitely power cables here. And we're not getting any hint. So it could easily be a cable going this way that we're not seeing. Where it's inspecting. Could it be electrical cable for electric train in America? Does seem almost like a different color pattern variation happening there though. So there's a line there, which could be a line going this way here, a line here, so it could be like a 3-phase thing, couldn't it? Or 2-phase one. The other line up here, we're just not seeing it, especially on portrait video. You just never know what pop out. Unfortunately, it looks like there was a bit of a lot of cloud there. You can see here this black haze here. Some dark cloud forming because of the time of day. It does look like a streak going across that way, where the lights changed a wee bit. A streak there. It shows it up a bit over there. And you can see, look, looks like a streak going this way. You can see that now. You can see there's a power line there. Between that one and that one there. But it's very faint. Does that look like a line coming off the end? See here that definitely a color of pixel color changes between that block here But yeah, it's just no details there, not enough to go on. So yeah, it could be a robot line checker. Or it could be a smudge on the window. So we can say it's definitely not a UFO though. Because look, the guide stops filming. Let's go back to it. You don't just simply stop filming.
Whatever this object was.
And if it's a UFO, you would have got out your truck to get a better quality image of it, right? I think that's slowly moving though, isn't it? Is it slowly moving before it goes down? I think it's a thing on a power line. It's really slowly going across the line, checking for any, I suppose, any insulation problems maybe. Do we pan back? There's a power pole here, look. See that there? Another clue, look, power line. Going down here, there's some houses in the back here, back there. There's a bug. Power line there. I reckon they might be stringing up a new power line. In fact, they use a robot that tows a cable behind it. So once they got one up. So go pan right back. Let's have a look at the big scene picture. Go on, get out your truck. Let's see the serviceman. There's probably one of these guys actually in the truck controlling the robot, actually. Probably turn out to be. Anyway, let's just progress on. That's on normal speed, so they're slowing it down now.
We've got the videos coming in, and right now I just have to say
okay, so it looks like he might be the service guy because you can see how far away it was. There's his truck here, and we're looking at a thing way off in the distance here. So what's this up in the thing here? Piece of dirt on the window, right? Look. This is why you don't do portrait, because you can't really get it in the scene, right? Because you're moving around so much.
And right now, I just have to say, there is a bizarreness happening right now in regards to this shaped object in the sky, because it's just not only happening in Arizona, which is within an hour or so. We're sharing James Vine's video to you on Third Phase of Moon. We're doing it. We're premiering this video, and we're going to be going over videos that have been making its appearances around the world in regards to the classic flying saucer being shot in broad daylight. Incredible stuff. We're also going to be enhancing James Vine's video, but let's just go a little bit over the background, because this is kind of breaking news. James Vine just submitted this to the Mutual UFO Network, but we got permission to share it with you. He states,
well, if it's on MUFON, we can all look at it regardless of permission.
And he was leaving his pickup just southwest of Casa Grande, Arizona, when he saw this in the sky to the south. He says he was holding his camera still, but the picture was jumping and going in and out of focus.
He knows what it is. He's a hoaxer.
Like an electric charge in the air. So he's stating that whatever this object was, it was stationary in the sky, and his camera was also stationary. He's not exactly sure why the picture is jumping in and out of focus, and he says he felt an electric charge in the air. Incredible testimony coming in right now. He says whatever it was, it had to be massive. When at first it was about 5 miles away, when it started rolling, when he started to roll the video, it moved about 20 miles in just about a minute. That's pretty quick. If this is some kind of airship, I don't think an airship could traverse 20 miles within a minute. Incredible stuff here coming in from James. He says also the color was kind of like a tarnished aluminum, and yes, it was tube shaped. He says maybe it's something and maybe it's not, but he said it felt real funky for sure. So we're looking at this video. I got Brett with me, and here I want to enhance a video. And James Vine, he says, it's up to you, brother. You could share it. So that's what we're doing right now. And I asked him if he saw this object leave, and he states that in the comments as we're doing this, we're trying to do it real time.
Power
he says,
line.
no, I put my camera
power
down.
line.
When I looked up,
it's got to be something on the
was
power
going
line.
to the south, and he said it made him feel shaken. I could imagine having an experience like this. Brent, you're with us, and we want to thank everybody from around the world who's joining us right now in this premiere, going over these broad daylight sightings. Just
why did you disable the ad side comments? Like,
yeah,
did they
everybody
say
in the chat
BS?
joining us live? This is awesome. Going over UFOs at third phase of moon at night. We like it, and we'd like to share it with you. What's happening in Arizona is definitely a hot spot. We've, over the years, captured thousands of videos that were submitted to third phase of moon, and this is one of the
bullshit ones we were saying. Okay, so let's just go past these turkeys. That one we debunked already. Good year, blimp. And this one we think we've looked at too. This is Fata Morgana, which a ship way out to sea looks like it's hovering above the horizon. There, look. It's always in that same region of the air business. Filmed the wrong way again.
Conditions and this being so stable, I can't imagine what this is.
Looks like an oil
Can you
tanker.
tell us exactly when and where this was captured?
It was captured in Ventura. It's right on the beach, right next to right next to their main street, right there, right next to the pier. And it's out towards just the water at basically nothing, near
I can actually see the shape of the ship here, I think, and you can see it's got white. Let's see if we can enhance that one too. I'm pretty sure I've done it already. I wonder if I should make it bigger first. Oh well, I'll try that. Mistaken identity. This one's not hoax, but obviously mistaken. It's just frustrating. Makes me angry. Okay. We'll be wrapping up soon, so you can go on your way again. Hopefully you found it interesting. Going slow, isn't it? So you can start to see the shape of the boat here. Front of the ship going. I'm pretty sure we saw some whiteness happening here. So run it through color curves, maybe. Definitely looks like a front of a ship here. Looks like something going up the top here, doesn't it? I don't know if we can get it to pop. Such poor quality. What's that square there? That's interesting. But you can see here it's got like a stern of the ship and the back of the ship going up. The computer's playing up. Plug in. Is it locked? Yeah. So there's that triangle bit going up here. Looks like the back of the ship going up here. So well, what I'm seeing anyway. As you can see the angle bit here. It's coming down. Going along here. Therefore the computer's ceased up on me. Oh god, we never need a new computer. But it's fucked up now. Oh, I swore. Sorry. It's frustrating when it goes wrong. Looks like something coming down this way on an angle that way. Oh, so you can see I just can't do it. Oh, gone too far now. That's frustrating. Free fall of the mouse. And it looks like there might be some super stack here as well. Ah, damn it. I just ain't got the speed today. That looks like there's a slight thing going up here. I'm not sure if it is a tanker though. But we might just not have enough coloration popping up. But you can see what I'm trying to talk about there. It's definitely a boat. Fata Morgana Mirage. Okay, so we can delete those two now. It didn't used to be this consuming with CPU. Yeah, let's move on a bit. I'm not sure what we got Robert doing tomorrow. I'm not sure if he's posted anything yet, has he? Well, if he doesn't post it today, I'm not going to be able to put up a schedule for it. I haven't seen anything posted. Is Robert around? No, he ain't posted anything for tomorrow. That's not good. He's probably going to leave it till my midnight for me to queue it for midnight, probably. If he shows up. He hasn't been on the side chat, has he, Susan? I haven't seen him. He's been sleeping strange hours lately.
There with me, and she's here with me right now.
Yeah, mate, we know it's a ship.
And it just stayed in the same place. And then once it started moving to the left, we got kind of freaked out. So we took a video of it to show proof, like, this is what we saw. And then we just...
You should have been watching the Out There channel. We could have told you what it is.
decided to leave because we got kind of scared.
Well, yeah, I would be kind of... It almost resembles something right out of the movie Independence Day, because I would have to speculate. I don't know. I wasn't on the ground, but...
Yeah, these people were really changed for the better UFO channel.
My ocean and looking out over the horizon, I would have to say that this thing is at least 300 yards wide. And what's your thoughts on that? Because it's way bigger than any kind of military helicopter or blimp. It's no...
this guy can dribble crap out of his mouth all the time, can't he?
Maybe disclosure, a little bit of possible secrets, the Space Force program, showcasing some of its...
Or power line robots, or better do it on the window. They're such frauds, these guys.
Video. We want to thank everybody that's been supporting us right here at Third Phase of Moon.
Yeah, keep sending the money. How much money did they get? 200 and 100 today. Wow, thanks so much again. I want to hear more of Corey Goods. No, big fraud. They've been outed. Why aren't these people being told that they're frauds? Television that they're doing with Gaia TV said they're making up the stories. They admitted it.
And over the past couple days, we've been live, and Knowledge 888 has been doing some major super chats.
Rob's here now. Cool.
Moon, and it really helps the channel. That's why we're just doing a quick shout out to Knowledge 888 for his.
That's right. Are you going to post anything for tomorrow?
$100 super chat. Whoever you are, man, appreciate it. Apparently,
make sure you do it
he's got
soon.
some UFO sightings that he's had. Maybe we could get him on the show. Hit us up on the email, Knowledge 888. Make some personal contact, because I want to hear about some of your sightings.
That sums up this guy for sure. Turd in the wind. Hillary Clinton pissed the Donald Trump beater. So was that even on the chat? You know,
get one of these on video, and you might want to showcase your video on Third Phase of Moon. Again, the super chat.
Hey guys, this is the last one on the end here. I was supposed to wrap up on that. How long we got? Wrap up on that. I could keep going all day, really. 3 hours 15 minutes. I feel pretty good because I had a wee bit of time off. So what do you reckon this one's going to be, guys? Any guesses before I assume it? What's Susan think? He's had tech problems. Don't give me that. I hope you're going to be okay for tomorrow. We don't know Jitsi problems tomorrow. So what's the guess on this one here? Doesn't look that too high up. Looks like it's going into early morning or late evening. When the sun's going down. So let's just play it. We'll see if anyone can guess it. How about now? Any clues? Any clues? Any clues? What do you reckon? What do you reckon? Look at that. What do you reckon, guys? What's that look like there? A man. What's that look like there? A parachute. What's that look like there? A flare. And another parachute, probably. Or another. And what's that there? Smoke coming off it. Parachute. Man. And it's going down towards the ground. Well, it looked like a man. Oh, here comes another one. Looks exactly the same. Looks like a parachute. Can we see the man though? Oh. Got the parachute there. Glowing with this thing above. So, probably got some posts that come up the gliders. With a flare on the end which a light illuminates the thing coming down. Well, look, you can see the smoke trail. Definitely a flare. Is it a parachuted flare or a parachutist? He's filming it through a car window, which don't help. Okay, why is that on a UFO channel unless you're going to debunk it, right? It's just absolutely BS, it really is. It looks like 5 set of skydivers coming down with flares lit. And it's coming out of the cloud cover, so obviously the plane flying above. No, I don't think it's military exercise. It's also landing in the same place. It's always coming down on a airfield here. Somewhere in China? So what's Blake going to say it is? Come on, Blake, what is it?
You don't see or hear the source of any kind of aircraft, a helicopter, or a military jet releasing these flares, if that's what they are.
Yeah, but if you have sky jumpers that jump at 10,000 feet, the plane's going to be fairly high up, right? And these are now just coming down on parachutes and lighting up the flares.
Burning up within the cloud and then just releasing this debris. What do you make of this?
Yeah, notice the iridescence around this huge light, and you could tell that it kind of changes from your regular flares. Most flares just remain and have a hot solid circle. This has like these flaring iridescent kind of weird attributes.
Well, we want to thank M42 Kamikawa. Apparently, he shot this in the district of Kaido, and hopefully I'm saying it right, but what we're looking at is definitely...
So why aren't they bringing up Google Maps and showing what's there behind the trees, right? If they got all that information. Just more rubbish. Because they know there's an airfield there where they landed in, that's why. District. I wonder if we can find it on the map ourselves. Let's have a quick look. We need to find an airfield. Been a frustrating day where no one's given us the time, dates, and also it's been outside the range of plane finder as well. We found out today for one of them. They do that on purpose, so you can't look it up. There's the small island, so it shouldn't be too hard to find a plane strip on that, should there? I wonder how we can list planes. So yeah. It's not really nailed it down what location we're at though, has it? Karadodo district, so yeah, look. Can we see any airports? It's bound to be one here, look. Is that an airport there? Or road? Certainly lots of farmland, is it? Has to be an airport here somewhere. What's that symbol? Nursery. How do we get it to list the airports? Why is it unlisted that bit there though? Partial match. M42K, what's that mean? Let's try that. Doesn't like the front bit. So what's M42? A road? 42. 40. Where's 42? $38, $12. Damn it. Why can't we see the road numbers from afar? 40. 38. 38. 42. Where's 42? The numbers are too small when it's like that. Okay, 12. 38. 36. It's getting smaller, I think. 5. No, 37. It's annoying. There is no 42. Aha. Well, numbers here, so let's have a look. 82. Yeah, right, Paul. My eyes are not that good. Hang on. 12, 36, 89. How can we get the number quicker? I don't think I've seen an airport yet. I must have gone past it. Stadium. So could it be a stadium? M452 maybe? Maybe they got that wrong. That would make sense. Parachute does coming down for the stadium. That would make a lot of sense. I bet you that's what it is it? Stadium? What's that there? Looks like a prime candidate. Or 52, you see. Or 52. And it's got a row of trees. I bet you that's it. Misinformation again. Let's try airports. Ah, damn it. Down there, they reckon. Let's see. Well, there's 2 airports. It could be 2. The question is there M42 there? So there's the 2 airports. Okay. And it's a fair distance away though. I think it's more likely to be that stadium we were looking at. Yeah, so there's only M42 here. That's what I want to know. And as far as I can see, there isn't. I think I'm probably correct. They've mistyped it on purpose. Big numbers are around here. There's no small numbers. 400s for road numbers. 12 there. 83. Anyway, I think I've solved it. Can't see any 42 again. It's got to be M52, I reckon. Anyway, enough wasted time on that one. And I suppose we'll leave it there for today. What was that last bit? Alright, the robots. Oh, Jeremy. Maybe I mentioned Jerry. Jerry. Mr. Dumbbell. Yeah, I put this one. I want to bring up comment on this. So he's attacking Mick West here. See if I can open it up a bit more. Corbell. Pentagon UFO vids. Time to call out the bullshit debunking. It's tired and relentless, is it now? It is. It is very tiring. I call out the bullshit every time I do something like this. So I sent a clip of post-disclosure, that's UFO Jesus, with Mick West. The Serb seagull or cold bird theory emerged again. Yes, straight from Mick's mouth. Time to nip the butt in the bud. Here we go. One of 20 posts, because you can't post a long message. So he's talking about the Go Fast video here. Of the little white dot further down, which you can't see. There it comes. No. Where is it? There it is.
Roger. There's troubleshooting.
So this video has nothing to do with the Nimitz, remember? It was like the third video to come out. This guy's got excited because he's managed to get a lock on it. So it's like a practice video, really. So we don't really know what they're targeting here. Might have been something natural, might have been something man-made, and they're seeing if they could practice locking on their weapons onto it. So he's got excited that he's got it. Mick West said that was possibly a white bird, possibly a seagull. And I think they worked out the speed to be like 150 miles per hour or something like that, which is quite fast for a bird traveling at that speed all that distance. But that wasn't his first theory. The first one he changed to number one was a balloon. He reckons it might be like a latex balloon flying along on a slipstream. And for the coldness aspect of it, a bird with feathers, so we're only seeing the surface temperature of the bird. The feathers, as you know, like your quilt cover on a bed, is well insulated one side, and the cold is on the outside of the feathers. The heat doesn't sort of bleed through from the body to the outside very well. That's why you use feathers and stuff. It's a really good product, you see, natural product that man has used. So Corbell's wrong straight away there about it being a cold bird. So it could be a bird, but to me I don't think so. It's moving too fast for a long period to be a bird. And a balloon is possible if it's weighted, because you can see here in this video. Let's see, can we mute that sucker? You can see how it's moving. It's not wobbling all over the place like a normal balloon would. So it's got to be weighted balloon if it is a balloon. So he's trying to get a lock on it. You can see how fast it was moving there. Certainly a constant speed, but they reckon it looks like it's going faster because of the parallax effect. You see in the sea here on a different angle, which looks like it's moving faster than what it really is. Bird, I don't know. I can't see any sort of flapping type blinkingness on it. Bird one I don't like. A balloon one I'm more able to accept that one, because it's going in a straight line. It's not going zigzaggy. But it's going left and right. It seems to be going constant speed. Or it could be a drone. What could be a UFO? Who knows? We ain't got enough information on it. But anyway, Corbell's got stuck into him, saying his analysis was wrong, and obviously Corbell only got half the story going. And he's going to be like a serious researcher, filmmaker, right? So it's a bit of a joke, really, because that one caused a lot of stir. This type of ignorant explanation presupposes that decorated military pilots are blind or stupid. Well, in that video, the pilots didn't say what they were targeting. They were just excited they managed to get a lock on it. And it's nothing to do with Fravor. Pilots like Commander Fravor, that wasn't even related to him. So Corbell's got it completely wrong. Which is hilarious. You think these guys have all the time in the world to research something. Mental gymnastics required to present or believe the cold bird. Not really. Feathers are good insulators. This is what happens when you got a filmmaker that's got no science background. Fastest bird is the peregrine falcon. Peregrine. Oh, I'm not sure how you say that. How do you say that, sucker? Peregrine. Only got that crappy reader. Peregrine falcon. Dive bombs at 240 miles per hour. But I think they worked out it was about 200 miles per hour in the video there. Which is quite fast for a balloon, but I suppose it's possible. And they reckon it was at 13,000 feet below the airplane. I think Bruce Maccabee worked that out as well, and I guess it's correct. Mick West and Bruce Maccabee worked out the speed, and I think they sort of matched almost each other. It's quite complicated mathematics to work out pixel speed and all that sort of stuff, and use the other information on the scope there to work it all out. It's not the sort of thing I'm going to do now. Seagull. So yeah, you can see it caused a wee bit of a stir, that one. Of course, Twitter is terrible. It doesn't have a tree structure. You can see here it's got two more. It doesn't expand it out for you into a tree, and it's just horrible. It really is. See, I've added my 2 cents in. So I stirred up. No one replied to me, though. So Cairo, I debunked. This guy here is saying that he's managed to figure out what the symbol was. And I still reckon it's Howard Hughes Corp logo. I know Robert doesn't agree, but that's too bad. There may have been multiple events that day. Of course, I've said that. Where there was actually a real UFO, and then there was this transport of the surveyor going on at the same time. I can see possibility of multiple events happening. But the symbol thing there, it's amazing how it sort of matches the Howard Hughes triangle symbol they were using. And as far as I can see, no one's actually researched Howard Hughes Corporation, Tall Corporation, that was working with NASA at the time. But anyway, that's another story. What did this guy say? Off topic, but they can disable our weapons. I said, Tars, the problem is, who makes the chip's firmware? With Chinese making it and being caught slipping in back doors. But USA has shut down Iran stuff with same chip backdoors. Don't mean it's aliens and EMF weapons man can build too. Nothing special alien here. So yeah. all these people making up, they're trying to say it's alien all the time, but just not enough information to say so. What was that one? Amazing how far down the yellow brick road the bunkers will go. They don't really like Mick West at all, do they? Eventually they hang themselves for sounding crazier than the people claiming sightings. And I said here, bet you haven't watched any of my stuff. And Debunks you find I'm balanced. Mick's theory of bird is a stretch with the speed. Balloon is better fit though, hardly a yellow brick road in this example, but maybe him versus 9/11 truth is more a road than UFO stuff. Because Mick is really into 9/11 stuff. But anyway, I'll post a link there if you want to go and read all that and have a chuckle. So that come up just before bed, and I thought I'd include that on the end. Corbell vs Mick West. You know that's going to create a serious fight. Mick West did actually reply to it. He said, what a complete knob. Basically back to him. You're wrong, Robert. Jet engines and a helicopter, you ain't going to pay much attention to blades wheeling around. Have you actually heard the rocket blast when they launched the rockets at SpaceX? It's quite loud. Corbell vs Mick West. Mick West and what? His LIK almost extinct. Yeah, that video though, he could be right, but you know, the ones with the pilot witness accounts where he's totally ignored what they're seeing, he's tried to write it off. But then again, he's later changed that too, hasn't he? I think you find Mick West is sort of changing how he's presented it initially. He said that it was a plain thermal image on the pilot one and the Nimitz one. But he said it may not be what the pilot saw, because that image is not from the pilot's weapons pod. It's from some other pilot's weapon pod. So was he catching up a thermal image of a plane in the distance by mistake? You know, it's possible. But they reckon it fits the same shape as what they saw, though, doesn't it? So yeah, it's a messy case. They really need radar data. You need better camera images. Apparently, they've got some color images coming at some stage if it ever gets released. That would be probably something more interesting and something that you can actually do better analysis on than these horrible thermal images. But anyway, leave it there. We don't want to start any more debates with Robert. Yeah, he's already into bollocks in there. Well, we'll get Corbell onto you, Robert. He'll be onto you next. I'll just do that at the end here.
Hey UFO peeps, this is Corbell, the greatest UFO filmmaker. Hey UFO peeps, this is Corbell, the greatest UFO filmmaker of all time. Since filming with Bob Lazar, I have had to change my identity to Jimmy L. Dummel. You can call me Dumb for short. I did this super great movie called The Skinwalker. But really it was 99% Nap's work repackage. Hey. Anyhow, I just have to shameless plug the best UFO channel on the web, the Out There channel. So show him some support. Just simply giving a thumbs up for a like on today's show helps a lot, in posting comments on videos and watching some of the older videos. And if you're loaded with cash and like to help cover costs and buy new gear to keep the channel going, I show you how to find the links now. Visit his About tab. There you can find his direct PayPal for one-off payments or his Patreon to be a monthly supporter from as low as $1. And if you like his cool logos and funny artwork on a tee or hoodie, there's a Merc link. I love that back graphic for Black Ops logo, recently added. Also watch out to moderator in the side chat will post some quick links for you and other useful stuff from time to time during the live events.
It's not ending.
See ya later, UFO and alien fans. Dumpty do dumpty pay.
It's running slow. Just go there for the link so you want to join our Facebook group, and also our Discord group, and we have after show chat there sometimes and chat in the week. Alright, here we go, end credits finally. It's running really badly at the moment for some reason. Okay, good night everybody, and thanks for joining us. And do like and share. And thanks for your donation, Ken. Coming to the end. Good night, everybody.